Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, welcome in. Full transparency, after last night's Monday Night Football game, I am finding it really hard to be excited to talk about fantasy football. If you're in that same space, then welcome. However, it is a great day to talk NFL. I do need to remember and remind myself that, there will be days in January, February, March where I'm begging to think about fantasy football. I need to remind myself that. Absolute heartbreak on Monday Night Football. Back-to-back weeks for me. Back-to-back weeks. Third in points for in the league. I feel sick to my stomach. Welcome in. We appreciate you guys for being here. Do us a favor. Hit the like button to show some love. We do have a like goal today. Oh, we don't have a like goal, but we have a giveaway is what I meant to say. So all you have to do to enter is like the stream and type week 4 into the chat. That's all you got to do. Okay. That's as simple as it gets. So again, like the stream, type week 4 into the chat. Every time we reach 75 likes, we'll do 75 today because there's a lot of questions. Then every time we reach 75, we will go ahead and give away some vouchers. So I appreciate y'all for being here with us. Okay, like always, we are going to start by answering questions on the Flock Fantasy site. Now, I would highly encourage you, if you have yet to purchase the 2025 Season Pass, maybe you prefer a different creator, maybe you prefer us, I don't know, but the 2025 Season Pass is the best deal in the industry. It's a $34 one-time purchase. You get a couple vouchers as well. Start, sit, trade question voucher that you can use on the stream. You get unlimited access to our rankings, both rest of season, weekly rankings. You get access to the entire Flock site, so the trade calculator as well, all those premium tools. So definitely check that out. Use the code LAND if you want to support us and if you want to get some vouchers from us for the stream. Okay, let's go to some of these questions. Brad Clough is the first question here, and he's trading away Swift, Ladd, Bowers for Javonte, T-Mac, and Sutton. Bowers, low-key, one of the more disappointing picks so far this year. Not really living up to expectations. The tight end 8. Meanwhile, I have Jake Ferguson in the Flock League. The tight end 1. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many points you score. Doesn't matter if you're scoring the third most points in your fantasy league. You can still lose, just so you guys know. It doesn't matter if you drafted Brock Bowers or Jake Ferguson and Jake Ferguson's killing it and you put a really good roster together. It doesn't matter because you could still be losing in your fantasy leagues. That's the reality of fantasy football, just so you guys know. Anyway, Brock Bowers, disappointment so far. He would get Javonte, T-Mac, and Sutton in return. I'm struggling to understand why I wouldn't accept this, but I guess it depends on what their tight end situation looks like. Let's see. So they already have Tyler Warren as well. Yeah, this is a smash accept, right?
Yeah, I agree. Smash accept here.
Yeah.
Enough at the tight end position to get off and upgrade in different places there.
Yeah. All right. Nazi P.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Kenneth Walker. US anyway. Kenneth Walker, Bucky Irving, Ricky Pearsall, getting CMC and Richie Rich here. Initial thought is yes. Initial thought is also, what is your record, which we don't necessarily have. If you're telling me you're 3-0, I'm willing to do this trade.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be 0-3 or 1-2 and do this trade, but
yeah, I think if you're 2-1 is a bit risky still, because that can definitely put you in a tough situation. But yeah, I would do it as well because the long-term outlook there for Rasheed is just they need him.
Facing Ken Walker last week was so frustrating because he was so inefficient on the ground, 2.3 yards per carry, but he had 2 goal line rushing touchdowns where any running back in the league could have scored a touchdown. Again, fantasy is not fair. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, we'll take McCaffrey and Rashee Rice if you are 2-1 or 3-0. I think by week 6 that will look like a one-sided trade. Crush, start, sit, go ahead. Now, does it really matter, Badaki? Because fantasy is so random. Does it really matter what players we put into our lineups? You could still score the most points and lose.
100%. I mean, I can have one of the top running backs, and I can still lose. I can have one of the top wide receivers. I can still lose. I'm on.
At what point does it really matter? No, I'm just kidding. Daniel Jones here. That would probably be my choice. He goes up against the Rams. That should be a high scoring affair. Then we've got Judkins, Kamara, Cortland Sutton at wide receiver 2. it's between Keenan, Olave, Jennings, Higgins. I'm going to rock with Keenan Allen this week.
Yep.
At the flex spot, they've got Benson, Pollard, Olave, Jennings, Higgins. I think Benson should be started. But remember, he plays Thursday night, so you're going to want to put him in your RB spot.
RB2 spot, yeah.
So then we could put Judkins at flex. Last flex spot. Yeah.
Yeah, Olave and T. Higgins. Olave is just getting the targets, even though they're for a yard or two. I technically still have T higher this week for me. Not sure where you're at.
Then Olave?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I prefer Olave or Pollard over T at this point. My wide receiver 37, he goes up against Denver. I don't like their boundary corners. Pollard, my running back 27 this week, and Olave is just Olave's never going to lose you a week at this point. I mean, he's averaging over 10 targets per game, and he's always down in games, so I'll probably go Olave there.
I understand. Appreciate you, Crush. CT, well, that's a team rig. We'll get to those. Darcy here. You are sending away Jalen Hurts for Bo Nix and Trey Benson in a one quarterback league. I mean, if you need the running back, why not? I'll do this if you need the running back position. Start 7.
Yeah. I think Bo Nix is, in my opinion, he will have his best game so far this year, this week. He faces Cincinnati on Monday Night Football. So I would anticipate a much better game from him this week. Funnily enough, Badaki, the throw to J.K. Dobbins that ended up being a touchdown. If that was ruled a throw, I win this week. But because of the matter of an inch, it was ruled a rushing attempt, and I lost. Fantasy football is so fun. But I think he's going to have a much better week. I think he's a great buy low. So I have no problem with this. Especially if you need running back help. But your running backs are pretty strong already.
Yeah, I mean, getting Trey Benson here doesn't necessarily help you. I don't know if you're going to be starting him in a league like this. You're just down tiering your quarterback position, it looks like.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you probably keep Jalen here, actually. I mean, the reality is getting Trey Benson's great, but you probably need more help at receiver than running back, honestly. I just don't think you need, in a start 7, I don't think you need to do this trade unless you can turn Benson into a wide receiver. So unless you have another trade set up where you can turn Benson into a receiver because you don't need running back help, I'm open to that, or one of your other running backs into a wide receiver. I think that's where you need help, but overall value, I think it's pretty fair. Pikachu has a question. Says, "What's up, fellas? Where can I access my team playbook after having?"
I was literally sending him a message there. It should be in your Flock Fantasy message system. If you don't see that there, then you're probably in the advice tab. Go to advice tab and then go to my teams, and then you'll be able to go
system here.
Yeah, you should be able to see that there. If you haven't received it, it's most likely going to be sent out today. Today is normally the days that I sent out a lot of the playbooks, but I'm pretty sure yours should be there. But if not, send me a message on Discord, Pikachu.
Okay, so Javonte, Hollywood, Tillman, or Saquon Barkley. Very easily Saquon Barkley. This is a bunch of guys that maybe you can start, or one of the best players in fantasy football. So you go Saquon Barkley here, even in a 14-team league. I mean, still Tillman and Brown are just maybe you can play them. That's just Parlay Poppy.
Parlay. Yeah, Benson or Scatterby rest of the season. Got to trade one for a wide receiver.
Yeah, it's a great question. Scatterby looks unreal, but I do think when Tracy's back, he will have some sort of role. Now, it's unrealistic to anticipate Benson to get, Chase Brown usage last year or something. But I'd probably prefer Benson right now with the limited information that we have.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I hate that he's playing Thursday night. And Tracy is going to come back, like Zach said. At the moment, I would just take Benson, just based off of there's no one behind that really seems like a huge threat to take away those opportunities.
Maybe the
Appreciate
answer
your
is
comment.
whatever player can get you a bigger return. Frank the Tank says, should I drop Fannin for Hunter Henry on waivers? That's a good question. I still think Fannin's role is going to grow, and I don't necessarily believe Hunter Henry is going to be that effective each and every week. But it's also difficult to not play the tight end 3 right now.
Yeah,
I would be really cautious of dropping Fannin, but I probably would prefer to play Henry this week.
I would prefer to play Henry this week. Playing against the Carolina Panthers just seems ideal there. Appreciate you though, Frank the Tank. Carry the 0. Bo Nix, Tootin, Ashton, Rome, Puka, Laporta, George Pickens. I don't think there's anyone I would change. Let me just double check here. Running back, I would be starting Breece Hall, technically, over Bashul Tootin. Playing the Miami Dolphins on Monday night.
Yep,
Doubleheader this week.
I agree with that.
Wide receivers seem okay. I think Deebo Samuel, with CeeDee Lamb going to be out, I'm going to put George Pickens over Deebo. But it is a tough matchup against the Packers.
Yes.
I technically, let me just double check. Deebo and George Pickens. I have Deebo.
I've got Pickens higher, but they're in the same tier.
Yeah, I actually have Pickens higher as well. I was trying to find him. Okay, George Pickens, he's my 17th ranked wide receiver this week.
Yeah.
May feel a bit high.
Ubes is sending away Kyron and Sutton, as well as a Doomsday for Hampton and Jefferson. Love Hampton. Big fan of him rest of season. I don't know that you're necessarily upgrading from Kyron to Hampton. I would view them very similarly.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't do this trade.
And then I don't know that you're buying the Justin Jefferson that you think you're buying. Now, at any moment, this offense could click and things could turn around. But you're talking about Jefferson, who has averaged under 7 targets per game, just under, with no Jordan Addison. Quarterback concerns, right? I mean, you're not buying 2024 Justin Jefferson, you know, who's coming out here and putting up 20, 30-point games. He will be back at that point, and I'm not sitting here saying like you need to be concerned, but you shouldn't be paying this price, I don't think. So
No. I would agree, and I think a lot of these guys that we have with Kyron, Cortland, and Rome, these guys are producing. Rome's producing, Kyron's producing, Cortland just had a big game as well. So, and I think that's going to continue.
I feel like at least you get Brian Thomas back in this trade if you want to counter it, right? I mean,
yeah, it has to be something in return, but I definitely understand where they're coming from there.
Now, would you send away Lad McConkey for CeeDee Lamb? I would pretty easily do this, even if I was like 1-2 or something. I know that probably sounds crazy, but right now, well, if you do this trade, you're going to have Lamb and Evans on your team, but Michael Pittman's on the waiver wire, so this is an easy yes.
Yeah,
pick up Michael Pittman
there as well.
Go as hard as you can for Michael Pittman. Start Michael Pittman, and then just wait on CeeDee Lamb to come back.
Are you doing this if it's confirmed he goes on IR though?
Yeah, because then you have another spot open up for free to explore the waiver wire, I guess.
Yeah, Fine Alliance. You're sending away Marion Hampton, Nico Collins, and you're receiving Breece Hall and Mika Ladd.
Interesting.
1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 8. Initial thought is I'm okay with this trade. Doesn't have your team linked, unfortunately.
I prefer Hampton over Breece, but it's close. I prefer Nico over Egbuka pretty comfortably. I'm only doing this trade if it really improves your starting lineup. And you don't have your team linked, but the reason I say that wait, am I number 1 in the team that's my rankings, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm number 1 in expert consensus rankings on the site?
No, I'm assuming, yeah. Probably because of Puka and Tetaroa. I think and then Jake Ferguson also had a big bump.
Right. Whoa. Woo. Doesn't mean anything. I'm 1-2. Okay. I hate fantasy football. I'm only doing this if it improves your starting lineup, because I do think I'm going to prefer Hampton pretty heavily in the next couple weeks over Breece, but it'll be close for now. And then Godwin should be back here soon. So it's like Ibuka is going to be great, but you have to account for Godwin. And then whenever Evans comes back from his injury, Ladd is not going to be the league winner he was last year. So I think you're giving up you're giving up the best receiver and running back. And I don't like that in a 10-team league. So unless it drastically improves your starting lineup, I probably wouldn't do it.
Our next one says, how would you value McLaurin rest of the season comparable running back? So you're setting Terry for Quinshawn.
Oh, yeah. Give me Judkins for sure.
Yeah, I want Quinshawn as well.
It's not even anti-Terry. It's just he's currently dealing with the injury. We don't know how long that will be. There's a lot of complications. And running backs are so much more difficult to get in a 14-team league than a wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree there. Appreciate you. Policy violators. Quarterback here, Jaden Daniels if he plays. You have Jonathan Taylor, RB2. Let's go, Ashton Genty. Wide receiver here, I see
Sutton, Wilson.
Yes, Sutton and Wilson. And then at the flex, it's between
probably
Quinshawn or yeah, actually is Judkins. Quinshawn or Olave. I'll go Quinshawn. Appreciate you. Villains, no question. You're just sending away Chuba, Trey Benson, and Jalen Warren, not necessarily for who.
I'm not sure. Is there anything on the back end? I don't know what the question is here.
Yeah, there's nothing on the back end there. Might have to give him another team or trade question. Yeah.
Nothing on the back end. Yeah. At least let us know what you want us to do, because we could spend 10 minutes aimlessly wandering around and not sure exactly what maybe you want to trade one of these names. Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a free voucher for a trade question and just come back and let us know what you wanted us to look at there, my guy.
Appreciate you. Dan says he offered to another second or Ridley as well. So this is a dynasty. You're sending away Jaden Daniels, receiving Ladd, Brock, and 2 future seconds. He offered to add another second.
Yeah, the second or a Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley is a no. I definitely
don't have any interest. I don't think this is enough for Daniels.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
if Ladd was playing the way he was, but
yeah, and Ladd should be better. But I mean, let's stop talking seconds and let's start talking firsts. Like Brock Purdy, McConkey, and a first, and then maybe I want your second as well. I mean, then maybe we can start having a serious conversation. But let's stop beating around the bush here. Like Calvin Ridley, you want to offer me Calvin Ridley to push me over the top? No. That's not happening. So again, start putting some money on the table with these first round picks. Okay. It won't let me add them, but you get the idea.
Yeah, no, that's good. Chaz is next. He said, can add London for 2 wide receivers also. Obviously, my depth is crushed. So you're sending away Isaiah Pacheco and Derrick Henry for Ashton Genty and Trey Benson. You're saying you can add London for 2 wide receivers also, like you have London?
Well, this is a good trade for you. This is a net positive trade because Pacheco's
100%.
useless.
Yeah. I think regardless, you probably don't want to add London if he's on your team, which he is. Yeah. Fourth is drunk. That's his team name.
Yeah. So right now Pacheco's useless. I don't know about trading Drake London. I don't think it's a good time to trade him. Let's see what your team looks like. Yeah, if you move Drake London and he says he can offer you 2 receivers, I mean, what is he going to give you? Metcalf and Pittman? No.
Yeah.
You don't need to move London, but you do need to make this trade where you get Benson and Genty. So, yeah.
I agree. Appreciate you, Chaz. Brent Cox. Brent Cox. Tony Pollard, you're receiving RJ Harvey and Travis Hunter. I guess conversation, how are you feeling about Travis? Are we worried? Is he going to be the guy that, I mean, at the moment, it's like we're trading for this because we're still hoping and believing Travis is going to break out. And the same thing with RJ Harvey, which I think there's going to be opportunity for RJ Harvey later on down the road.
I think if I was to come on the stream here and tell you, no, I'm not worried about Travis Hunter, I would just be lying straight to your face. I mean, Of course I am. He's playing more defense than we ever wanted him to. Not playing the percentage of snaps that even the head coach guaranteed us. Head coach said, yeah, he'll play 80% of the snaps every week. Hasn't hit it in a single game. So what are you saying, Liam? Just talking out of your ass at this point? Obviously, they've had injuries to their secondary, so that's played a part. But I think it's become very obvious that we have no idea when we can trust Travis Hunter. I mean, I actually look at my rankings of Travis Hunter this week as a wide receiver. My wide receiver 60. Yeah, I'm asking Travis Hunter or Torrey Horton. You know, so
it's down there. I agree.
Harvey's a great buy low. Now we could all be overreacting because Hunter's an incredible prospect. Like, things could easily turn around, but I'd just be lying to your face if I said I wasn't really worried. I mean, can you get Debo instead of Travis? That's more interesting to me. That's a counter I would prefer. Right now, and we were super honest about Travis on our Dynasty channel, saying, look, here's his talents, here's his skill set, but we have never been in this position before where we've had to ask how much defense will this player play.
They swindled us. They said, I mean, I remember early in the offseason, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to play. I think it'd be more DB. And then we get closer and closer to the season, and Liam was like, no, he's going to be offense.
Yeah, they said,
like you said, 80% of the snaps. And I was like, oh, okay. So, like, I'm believing you. I'm taking your word for it.
Yeah, honestly, but we were super honest on the Dynasty channel to tell you guys, like, hey, just so you know, if anyone's telling you they know exactly what's going to happen, they're probably lying to you. By the way, breaking news, Terry McLaurin could miss Sunday's game with a quad injury. I guess it's not breaking news. We all kind of knew that already, but
yeah.
Anyway, guys, we appreciate you so much for being here. Hey, just a heads up, we are doing a giveaway today. All you have to do to enter is type week 4 into the chat. Just like that, okay? And like the stream. That's all you got to do to enter. That's as simple as it possibly gets. Like the stream, type week 4 into the chat, and when we reach 75 likes, we will go ahead and do a giveaway where we're going to give away some vouchers for the Flock site. Appreciate you guys for being here. King says, really hate my RBs. Might do Genty and Hawkinson for Bowers and Judkins, but should I do this? So he would trade away Kyron for Scat and Benson.
So who are your current running backs, since you don't love your running backs? You currently have Ashton, Kyron.
Right. So Caleb, maybe the worst pick in fantasy football so far.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
I expected it to take a while. I did not expect him to be just completely irrelevant through the first 3 weeks entirely. But would you trade Kyron for Benson and Scattaboo? By the way, if you type week 4 more than once, you're not going to be entered like multiple times, and you also have to type it without spaces. So
you didn't enter not once.
Judah didn't enter one time. You got to type week 4 no spaces, but you only need to type it once and like the stream. Anyway, okay. So Kyron or Benson and Scats here.
Look, my initial thought is I understand it. I don't know if I want to do this, though. I feel like Kyron on a week-to-week basis still has crazy upside. Now Benson can get there. Cam can get there as well. I feel like
you're kind of trading a guaranteed for like a projection. We're projecting Benson to be really important. We're projecting Scattaboo to take over the backfield, but Tyrone Tracy could still be important. So, you know, it's a projection versus a known quantified fact that, you know, like, I'm not using the right words, but like a guarantee, right?
Yeah, so guaranteed on a week-to-week basis. It feels like with upside with Kyron Williams, where Benson, you're hoping for that.
I don't think it's a crazy trade, though.
I don't think so either. I think this is an even trade. I would just say this: don't be surprised if these guys shit the bed. We're hoping Benson's going to be something, right? We haven't seen it with the full workload. Cam has looked good for sure, but like Zach has been saying, and I believe when Tracy comes back, and when you saw against Kansas City, he was the main guy until he got hurt.
Well, I still think that Scattaboo is going to take the role regardless, but like Tyrone's going to be involved to a point that's annoying, is what we should say.
Exactly, right? And that's what I'm saying. So like, don't be upset. I understand it, but don't be upset if the trade goes to shit. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah. If it helps your starting lineup overall, I don't mind it. But again, you're trading for projections versus guaranteed production. Lost Connor and Evans due to injury, so I need starters. Thought I would sell Barkley for some guys. Yeah, that sucks to be in that position, man. I'm sorry. Now, trading Saquon is really the piece that hurts. Even myself as a Jaden Higgins lover, I am still holding him. He's still one of my favorite stashes, but it's getting really frustrating because they so clearly need playmakers. And Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel are playmakers, but they are not prioritizing them in this offense, and it's really pissing me off. But we have to be patient. Anyway, he's throwing in this trade at this point, right? On the opposite side, you're getting Javonte, Ken Walker, Olave, and Warren. I don't think this is crazy because you're actually getting 4 startable names. Can it be someone other than Ken Walker, though? Now, you didn't link your team.
No, it's unfortunate. I would just say my initial thought is I would do this trade.
Okay.
I think Javonte is good enough. I think Chris Olave is at least a startable week-to-week flex. He's going to get you, you know, over 10 to 12 points. Tyler Warren feels like a really significantly more productive tight end than Kyle Pitts. And Jaden Higgins, like you mentioned, is a throw-in. You are losing the best player. Now,
but you're getting a startable whole lineup, right?
A whole lineup.
Now, my question is, does this improve your tight end, or do you already have a good tight end? Because then the structure isn't good for you. If Tyler Warren's a big part of it and you don't need tight end help, that's not a good structure. The other question I have is there another name other than Ken Walker on his team? Because
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I want something other than Kenneth Walker.
They've made it very clear and very evident that Charbonnet will still be as important as Walker in this backfield. And Walker fell into 2 touchdowns this week. He wasn't even that good, honestly. So Charbonnet is a full practice. He's a full go. All I'm saying is you could be let down this week with Walker. I think that's a real possibility. So I'm just wondering if there's another name. Like I'd rather have a Travis Etienne. I'm just thinking out loud here. I'd rather have
Travis Etienne, Chuba Hubbard. I would rather have Alvin if possible. I would even throw Quinshon Judkins in there. That might be I feel like you might be able to get even something else in return if you go as low as Quinshon potentially.
Amarion.
Yeah, Amarion. Yeah.
So
probably about it there. Appreciate you though, LB. All right, starting lineup here. Bo Nix. You're gonna start Ashton Genty, Bucky, Devonta, Rome, Sam. And then it's Tyreek Hill or Quinshon Judkins. Look, Hill has been showing up.
Yeah?
He has been there. He has been giving you...
The offense has looked better. They're 0-3, but the offense has looked better.
Yep. Now, do I want to start Tyreek over Quinshon? I just feel like... And Quinshon has a... He's playing the Lions. But even when... Oh man, I think this is back-to-back for me.
Yeah, it really
I would personally be going with Quinshon. I think he just looks better overall as the running back there. I think no matter what, they're going to continue to run the ball. He was really efficient on the ground against a Packers defense, who is currently, I would say, the #1 defense in the NFL right now. I'll start Quinshon over Tyreek.
It's a full PPR. Vote in the chat. I'm going to give you guys 15 seconds to drop a vote in the chat. I think this is very, very close. PPR makes me probably lean Tyreek. And we have pretty much a dead even split in the poll as well. Right now, out of 22 people who have voted, it's 53% Judkins. Now 62% Judkins. So people are actually pretty heavily going Judkins here.
Look, to even go with like the Tyreek Hill side and go against my own take against Judkins is like, well, if we look based off how Detroit played last night and then go to that against the Browns, even though they let Derrick Henry give up a run for sure for a touchdown, but they didn't have to worry about the Zay Flowers of the world. They didn't have to worry about Lamar Jackson. They don't have to worry about anyone else respectfully on this team outside of, Jerry and
that's what we said last week though for Judkins.
Yep, exactly.
That's the chat says Judkins, but I think Tyreek's probably safer. RD21 Ellis, will they go for this? Would I lose too much depth trying to upgrade my running back room? So they would send away Tootin, Chase, Ladd for Taylor and Austin. So really, Austin is irrelevant in this trade. It's really Tootin, Brown, and McConkey. Would they go for it? Maybe. I do think Chase Brown is actually a good buy low. Based off the videos that we released today, Chase Brown is very tradable, or like a good trade for. Now, would they accept this trade? Well, their running back depth isn't good, and they have no wide receivers they can trust. So I definitely think they would entertain it. And would you lose too much depth? Will you lose
Chase Brown and Ladd?
Chase Brown, Ladd. I don't think you would lose too much depth. I think you have enough depth to make a move like that.
Yeah, some good guys in the waiver wire as well that you can pick up. Kirk, Ayuk, Downs. Might as well pick those guys up if you were to do a trade like this and were to get Jonathan Taylor. So,
yeah.
Look, I'm okay.
There's no harm in sending the trade. You can't afford to lose more depth than this, but right now Jonathan Taylor's really hard to get a hold of. So, I don't think it's going to hurt your team, but I don't think they accept it. But doesn't mean you can't try.
Yeah.
User refunded.
The gamer guy.
Okay, let's go to another trade.
I think the next one is the gamer guy. I'm pretty sure. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Awesome. Bo Nix or Drake May this week. I would go Drake May.
Yeah. Said Drake May last week. I will say Drake May this week too.
Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going to be starting Bucky Irving. Wide receiver. I see Brian. Ooh, I'm going to go Mika here. And then I'm going to go Keenan Allen.
Oh my God. He has all three Charger receivers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's going to get really annoying at some point during the year. You should probably trade some of those names. At the flex, Hampton, right?
Yeah, Hampton. I feel like it's safer. Yeah, Mason. That's what I was going to do. I was going to do both running backs with Mason and Hampton, but also hard to sit names like QJ right now. Which is crazy to say. And he's playing against the Giants. So,
which could end up being multiple busts in that wide receiver room, because how long do they need to throw?
Yeah, for sure. Manster here, Josh Allen, running back, Jonathan Taylor, Jahmyr Gibbs. Gosh, that's crazy that you got both of those guys.
Yeah, what a start.
Wide receivers, I see Teta Roa, Ricky Pearsall, tight ends.
Ricky over Marvin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's right. I'm just asking.
And it's probably going to have to be Marvin in the flex anyway. Oh, he has Zach Charbonnet, though. Zach Charbonnet's practicing. He's playing Thursday night against the Cardinals.
I'd probably still go Marvin there.
Marvin. I'm there with you. This is the last week. This is, for me, this is last week for people like the Marvins.
Would you rather have Marvin Harrison or Jameson Williams?
Jameson Williams.
You would?
Yeah.
What do you think, chat? Marvin Harrison or Jameson Williams?
He's just attached to one of better offense. The boom bust is going to be there, but when the boom hits is there. Right now, you're just believing and hoping for Marvin, one, to catch the ball, and two, to at least get you 10 fantasy points.
I don't trust anyone in my lineup to get me 10 fantasy points anymore. Actually, I trust all of them. It just doesn't matter how many points they get. I still lose.
Marvin Harrison is like, yeah, just can't trust it.
Yeah. Okay, Bo Nix, Saquon at RB2. Between Judkins and Walker, it's pretty interesting because
I can tell you right now who I have. Judkins.
I have them back to back, but I probably would prefer Judkins, so I'll make that change.
I have Walker higher technically, but
with Charbonnet playing though,
I probably didn't account for Charbonnet practicing, so I would have to rearrange that for sure.
Yeah. 58% of the poll, it says Jameson Williams right now. And Pikachu's right. Like, JMO, did you see the touchdown for Amon-Ra St. Brown on the right side of the end zone? If you look at the replay, they showed a cam of the actual entire field. And on the left side of your screen, Goff doesn't move his head one time. He just staring down Amon-Ra St. Brown. And on the left side of your screen, Jameson Williams is butt-ass naked open in the end zone. I mean, he could set up a lemonade stand and sell it. It's just that open. Oh my God.
That's exactly how I feel about Devontae Adams. I mean, obviously I'm watching all the Rams games because I have Devontae Adams in the Flock League.
And bro, Devontae's been such a hit though.
No, he has, but like there's so many times where there's just easy opportunities for Devontae, but he's throwing it to Puka in double coverage. He's trying to thread the needle to Puka. He wants to give it to Puka. Puka's running a 3-yard slant, and he's throwing it to him when Devontae Adams is 10 yards up, having, you know, a yard or two away from the defender, and he's still throwing it to Puka. I get it.
He should be throwing it to Puka. Puka's the best receiver in the NFL right now.
I'm not saying he's not.
Devontae Adams,
saying he's not.
Wide receiver 14.
I'm just saying, like, there's so many easy layups for Matthew Stafford if he just looked at Puka Nacua, or if he just looked at Devontae Adams.
I mean,
but he's so focused on Puka, and Puka's doing what he needs to do. But it's like, these are hard yards that you're giving that when there's so many easy yards for Devonta.
What if I told you Devontae Adams has a 44.8% catch rate? Puka is the engine. He had 15 targets last week. It wasn't enough. Should have targeted him more. Anyway, we're going to start all the running backs here for you. AXKR kid. Whatever the name is, sorry. Max is sending away Bijan and Tyreek for Etienne, Egbuka, Jefferson. Wow, if this trade was available before the year, would be a no-brainer. Sending Bijan away is tough.
It is tough. I guess hopefully your team is linked. Let's have a look at your team here. So you have Bijan's side. You have Bijan, Devontae, Chase. Now if you lose Bijan, you get Etienne back.
I'm not sure this really improves your, like, right now you're starting Mahomes, Bijan, Javonte, AJ, Tyreek, Hawkinson. That's 6. And you have to start 2 more. Johnson startable. Chase Brown, I know it doesn't seem like it, but he's startable. Marvin Harrison is there. Like, is your lineup getting significantly better?
It doesn't feel like it's getting better because of Justin Jefferson, in my opinion.
Well, what do you believe about Jefferson? Do you believe that he's going to be more of his 2024 version, or do you think this is a different year for him? Because no game over 7 targets so far. It's a 3-week sample size, and the worst part about that sample size is it did not include Jordan Addison.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. He didn't have Jordan Addison. They've been spreading the ball around to TJ, to Jalen Naylor, and like little baby things. But like when we saw Kirk there, he was peppering him. It was like it was Justin Jefferson or no one. Where JJ McCarthy, he can spread the ball around, and so did Carson Wentz. We saw TJ. So the running backs. I don't think the upside with JJ is there, but
you're more hoping for a top 12 finish from him than a top 3 right now. I think this is about as even as a trade gets, really. I really think it is.
I would say this. I would still rather have Justin Jefferson over Tyreek Hill.
Sure, of course.
The way I'm seeing this is like Emeka and Jefferson for Bijan, and
Emeka and Jefferson are both. I prefer both of them over Tyreek.
Yeah, and then Travis Etienne for Tyreek. That's how I'm seeing this. So I think it's enough, but you're not getting the guy that you hoped for in JJ. So you may be paying for the name.
Yeah, you can't ask for James Cook. Just thinking about other options. He has Trey McBride. You have Hawkinson. What if you can add that on? That would be more than enough for me. Do you want to start Hawkinson and Jefferson every week? Because that's what he's doing if he accepts his trade.
That's true.
I don't know that I want to do that. That looks like a run-focused team right now.
And Hawkinson just had his first good game, to be fair, in a blowout game.
Yeah, so maybe that's closer and they can agree to a counter like that. Guys, we appreciate you so much for being here. We said every time we reached 75 likes, we would do a giveaway. All you had to do to enter that giveaway was like the stream and type week 4, all one word, into the chat. Now, I can tell you we have reached that goal. There are 62 entries, so we're going to answer one more question, and then we're going to do this giveaway, and we'll do it every 75 likes. So this is your last chance to enter, basically.
Week 4, no space.
Yep.
Week 4, all one word. Keep that in mind. Michael says, hoping to buy low on Saquon. Achan's floor looks great. Unsure if I should hold him or sell him. You sending Achan DJ Moore and Ellick, 10-man, start 8.
Yeah, 10-man, I like Alec, but it doesn't really, he shouldn't matter in this trade. DJ Moore got saved by a touchdown last week.
Yep, he did.
I can't think of a reason not to tell him to do this in a 10-team league.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Okay.
Completely agree. Ben, he says,
one more question, then we'll do the giveaway.
Let's swap Benson / Mason. Scared at my rest of my wide receivers. So you're sending Benson and Devontae Adams for Ashton and Quinshawn. But you can, or you can send Mason.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the rest of your wide receivers.
Well, why? Yeah, losing Adams is pretty significant here.
Yeah, you don't have CD. You won't have CD. You won't have Adams. So your starting wide receivers are going to be Tet, Rome,
which isn't bad. You have your flex full of running backs, but I'm not sure this is really a beneficial move for you right now.
Yeah, I would agree.
Let's say Adams and Genty are pretty equivalent. Benson and Judkins pretty equivalent. Yeah, I think I'd rather just hold. I'm not sure this doesn't help your starting lineup, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Unless you can switch Adams for like, which I doubt you can sell him, is like Travis Hunter. I would do that easily. But once again, I doubt that's going to be something the other person's going to want.
All right, let's do this giveaway.
Let's do it.
There are 91 entries. My keyboard just died. So wait. So let's answer another.
Well, there you go. So as he's doing that, I'll do the spiel. I'll answer the other question here. Sure, I'll answer the other question. Manster here. He says, I don't want to do it, but I need a wide receiver bad. Please help. Okay, so you are sending away Jonathan Taylor, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Tetaroa, receiving Bucky, Saquon, George, and Jackson.
What's the point, though? I mean, I don't understand why you would do this. You're giving up the two, like, Gibbs and Taylor. Gibbs and Taylor. I mean, you're getting JSN, but you're losing T-Mac. It's a start 7. Like, how badly do you really need receivers?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, are you getting somebody and then not starting them?
Oh wow, look at his receiver room. That's why he said what he said.
Well, Ted, Marvin, Ricky, Travis is right. Is that the right team?
But even if you do this move, I mean, you go from starting T-Mac and Pearsall to starting JSN and Pickens. I'm not sure this one really makes a lot of sense to me. You still get Bucky and Saquon.
Yeah, I think the Bucky and Saquon is fair enough. I'm just thinking, like, you're worried about your wide receivers, and you're getting George Pickens and JSN. So your starting wide receivers will be JSN, George Pickens, Marvin, Ricky.
I think if you add Pickens to this wide receiver room, you're probably starting him, but there's still going to be inconsistencies where, like, 1 week you're pissed off that you started him over Marvin Harrison, and then the next week you pissed off that you started him over Ricky Pearsall, or, you know, back and forth.
Yeah.
So right now you're starting Allen, Gibbs, Taylor, T-Mac, Pearsall, Warren, and then your last flex spot is actually pretty bad. Between, I guess it's Marvin right now. And if he does this trade, he would be starting Josh Allen, Saquon, Bucky, JSN, Warren, Pickens, and then his last flex spot would be Pearsall.
Oh, look, I would say...
I don't think it's that bad of a trade. It's actually...
Yeah, I don't think it's bad trade either. It does make sense. You get the depth at the wide receiver position. I would agree with Zach. Like, are you more comfortable with George Pickens or Keenan Allen? Because I feel like the long-term outlook where Keenan just feels more comfortable with George. There's more boom bust where I feel like Keenan's consistent so far.
I do think there is regression coming for Johnston and Keenan. I don't think both of those guys can finish as top 7 receivers like it currently looks, or whatever it is, you know.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
And
I'm okay with this
be better too.
Yeah, I'm okay with this trade.
Yeah, I think this is actually pretty fair. This is pretty even. Yeah, and Jason's a pretty nice upgrade there. All right, let's do this giveaway. 94 entries. We're gonna first give away a start sit, and then we're gonna give away a trade question voucher.
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
App is not working, so let's find a different one. I've got one here. Okay, so we'll erase all these names. Here we go. First thing we're giving away is a start sit voucher, and the start sit voucher is going to
big money, big money, big money.
Randall Johnson. So this is Randy Johnson, famous pitcher, once hit a bird. Shout out to Randall Johnson. All you have to do, my friend, is DM me on Discord. There's my username. Send me a screenshot of your YouTube account and tell me your Flock Fantasy username. Now, if you don't have a Flock Fantasy account yet, anybody out there can get one, by the way. If you have Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, whatever the case is, you can link your team and see expert consensus opinion. Somehow, experts like my team more than anybody else's in the Flock League, even though I'm just 1 and 2. I don't know. I hate fantasy football right now. But anyway, if you don't have an account yet, by the way, Randall, create a free one. Here's a link for you, my friend. Anybody can create a free account. Just make sure you use the code LAND, L-A-N-D, so we can find you on the back end. Now, let's also go ahead and get a winner for a trade question voucher.
Here we go. Good luck,
everyone. Trade question voucher goes to... it looks like King Kong. So Kong, same thing I just said to the previous person. Thank you, man. Congratulations on your victory.
Actually, just Kong.
Yeah, it is.
Mr. Bang.
Bang!
He showed interest in Pearsall, looking to upgrade QB. Haven't sent trade. Want to get other suggestions.
Okay.
1 quarterback, 12 team, start 8. You're sending Ricky T and Dak for Josh Allen.
Interesting.
Is Ricky and T
are his wide receiver 5 and 6.
And this is start 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Who else is hitting Dak? 7, okay, so let's think about this. If he loses Dak, he's starting Josh Allen, Genty Walker or Genty Mason, Neighbors, JSN, Ertz, T-Mac, Adunze is 8, and he still has Scat and Mason on the bench.
He has Trey Benson on the waiver wires, Jalen Watt on the waiver wires. I mean, I'm doing this. You have Christian Kirk on the waiver wire.
How was Trey Benson on the waiver wire?
That's
what
wild.
The hell? Jalen Waddle.
Dalton Kincaid on the waiver wire as well.
Brother, accept this trade yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, do this trade. That opens it up for you to spend all your fab on Benson, to spend a good amount of fab on Waddle as well. Xavier Worthy is there as well. Whoa, I didn't even see Xavier Worthy.
Okay, yeah. Do whatever you can in order. Your preference should be Benson. If you have $100 fab, you drop $100 fab. After Benson, if you can't get him for whatever reason, drop everything you have. Go get Jalen Waddle. And then go get Dalton Kincaid. In order, Xavier Worthy is on the waiver wire. You've got so many great options there. Matthew Golden, probably Matthew Golden over Xavier Worthy actually, but yeah, man. Thanks for the question. That's gonna be wow. What a huge win for you. Yeah. Bay Lempson says, got sent this trade. I worry CMC can't sustain his production without injury later on. Do I pull the trigger?
I think the bigger question is, do you have enough running backs to do this trade? And I don't think you do. You have Tony Pollard. I mean, technically you do. You have Tony, Quinshawn, Mason, Monty. Your wide receivers are a little bit short.
Does it improve his starting lineup? That's the question. So right now you're starting Lamar, CMC, let's say Mason for now, then London, T-Mac, Hunter Henry. Eventually that will be Kittle. So let's just say Kittle. That's 6. He can start two more. And those 2 more are between right now Ricky Pearsall,
Quinshawn,
Judkins, Pollard, Monty. Now, losing CMC means you have to put one of those running backs into your flex, though.
Or, I think...
Yeah, into your starting lineup, as in, like, your top 2 running backs.
Yeah. Look, I think this is an even trade. I think you have to weigh up what you want more. Do you want your top wide receiver, your top running back? I think there's enough running back depth to help you here for you to do this trade. But now keep in mind, I don't think Monty is going to have those games that he just had. I don't think Jordan Mason, I think Jordan Mason is going to not have the upside he has when Aaron Jones comes back.
Yeah.
and Tony Pollard hasn't been. At least he's averaging you 10 to 12 points right now.
Tajay could be back at some point. Your running
Yep.
back room could look really bad in like week 10 if Tajay's there, if Aaron Jones is there. I just put a poll in the chat. I want to hear the chat's opinion on this. Do you want Puka or CMC rest of season? Who do you prefer as a player?
I would just say there's enough.
Yeah.
There's enough depth there, but there's also it comes with a lot of risk. So I'm okay to do the Puka to have Puka.
I mean,
but at the
Puka
same time,
himself, it's not like he's been, he's had his own injuries.
Injured. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So.
He's been injured as well. Like, can he sustain those 15 targets he's been getting a game? I think Drake London's gonna be. I think this trade technically makes his team better. I once again think there's a lot of risk at the running back position then, because you're relying on Quinchon to continue to do what he does, and Jordan Mason for the next 4 weeks. So
honestly, this is really, man, I don't know the answer to this, truthfully. If CMC stays healthy, I want CMC. Like, if both players stay healthy for the entire season, I want CMC. But the reason I have Puka ranked number 1 in my rankings is because I think it's easier to project a healthy Puka than a healthy CMC the entire year. So, man, I really don't think there's a wrong answer here. But PPR, I mean, McCaffrey, what do you have, 10 targets this week?
Dude,
15 targets this week. Sorry, it was 10 catches.
His work. He's not as efficient on the ground, but he is getting so many targets. So many. It's crazy.
When Kittle's
He's a wide
back,
receiver.
when Jennings, Demarcus Robinson, when all those names are back, what will that look like?
I think they'll take a lot of pressure off him in the air for sure.
Yeah. So
George Kittle, I don't know if you said him,
Yeah, I probably lean Puka here, but it's so close. Oogly Boogly is starting Jones, Bucky, Gibbs at wide receiver. Evans is not available. Are you starting Jameson Williams here? I think you kind of have to. You have to take the booms and the busts. And the busts hurt. I still feel pain in my heart from what happened yesterday. But I have to start Jameson Williams still. I got to put him in there when Jared Goff looks his fucking way. Because he's wide open. Yeah. So, do you agree?
I completely agree.
Awesome. I love fantasy. I
think it's JK for me.
Yeah. I think JK versus the Bengals is going to be hard to sit. But Scats is such a fun player to start, too.
Scatto who with Jackson Dart, baby.
Yep. Apologies, that didn't go through, so I'm gonna have to reset.
Scatto who, Scatto boom.
Scatto let's see. Where are we? Oogly Boogly, we answered this one, my friend, but if you want to go back and listen to our answer, a little bit dramatic, you can scroll back a couple minutes there from the time code. B-Dog is next here.
Devon Achane for Michael Pittman and Rome Odunze. Question is running back room. Hopefully your team's linked. I think Rome's the deal. I think Rome is going to be taking where the Devon Achanes have gone this past year, going into the next year if he continues. Looking at a team like this, you kind of need to do this trade. Your wide receiver room is abysmal. You have a Marion, Trey Benson, who you just got as a starting running back, Travion, CeeDee Lamb, who's going to miss some time. I would also highly, what's the word? I would recommend that you should be picking up Shakira or Kirk to give you some depth. But I would do this trade.
Okay. I would rather drop like Kyle Monangai, pick up Shakira, Kirk, and start them.
Sure.
Then trade away Devon
also
Achane.
see that.
I have no problem wanting to trade Devon Achane because of the needs of your team, but you're going to start 7. And I don't think like adding Michael Pittman in a start 7 is really going to be that transformational for your team. I love Odunze, but I think you're giving up, a first-round pick for a second-round pick and some depth. So I think Pittman would have to be a different name, and I'd like, you know, it'd have to be like Igbokwe, and then we can send back. Yeah, I don't know what we would send back there, but maybe like a Swift or something. If you can make it like that, Achane and Swift for Roman and Igbokwe, that feels more fair to me. But I don't think in a start 7, such a small lineup, I'd be sending Achane away for that.
Appreciate you, B-Dog.
Megatron, Lamb or Mason and T-Mac, and I'm guessing they're in a bit of a hole now with CeeDee Lamb. I don't know what their record is, but let's imagine right now it's a start 7. They're starting Jaden, Benson, Judkins this week, Jason, Igbokwe, Kraft, or Juwan. That's 6, and they can only start one more name, which is Sutton. So they don't actually need to get rid of CeeDee Lamb. Let's keep that in mind.
I really don't think you should do this trade. I think there's enough running back depth there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's enough wide receiver depth there for you as well.
Ayuk will be back at some point. Chase Brown's not going to be as bad as he was this week, despite what my comment section is yelling at me. But I don't think I don't think you need to move Lamb right now.
Yeah. Alex Hill, Jonathan Taylor, you're sending away, and Xavier Worthy for Ashton Genty and Justin Jefferson.
Wow. Wow.
I think Ashton is going to be better as well.
Yeah.
I think this is what I'll say. Overall, technically, this is a good trade for you because I'm not sure where Xavier Worthy is going to be, especially as 2 weeks away until Rashee Rice gets back. On paper, you should do this trade. Now, the fantasy points don't reflect that with Jonathan Taylor. Being, what is he, the RB1 right now currently?
Yeah.
RB2?
Sure.
Yeah, he's RB1. You're sending the RB1 away for...
This all comes down to, what do you believe, Alex? What do you believe about Justin Jefferson? You believe he's going to recover? Right now, you lost Lamb. Higgins is being affected by Burrow. Worthy is obviously injured. I mean, you would have a starting lineup of Allen, Bijan. After Taylor, it would be Genty, but you have no RB3.
Yeah. No RB3.
You could pick up Woody Marks, maybe drop Bateman. Yeah, this is pretty even, I would say. It all comes down to what you think Justin Jefferson's going to be. But because I think Worthy is looking really grim as an asset, I'm probably fine to take the Genty and Jefferson side.
Leon, ex-Leon, wide receiver help. Son owner lost Connor and he's running back. Who to offer? I can ask for a Dunze. Ask the Dunze owner. So you're sending Brees for Sutton. The Sutton team needs a running back.
Okay. So you losing Brees Hall makes Benson your RB2 and Mason your RB3. You don't have great receivers. You lost Evans.
I don't think
this makes sense, but
do you think Brees is equivalent for Cortland? I feel like I would rather keep Brees and just send like Mason away, knowing that Aaron Jones is coming back. I think that's also fair, don't you think?
I would rather try that. I'd rather counter
well.
Mason, but I think they're probably going to need Brees. But he did mention that he could do a Dunze. So would you send Brees away for a Dunze? I probably would.
I would do Brees for a Dunze, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Appreciate you.
P-Pav, 1-2 record, so many options, not sure what to do. And do you see players available here to select?
No. I thought it on the back end it says it's like a star sit, so it's not loading though. Oh, there we go. It loads. Try again, because it loaded for me.
Okay, let me refresh then.
Yeah, appreciate you, P-Pav. As Zach pulls that up, and then I can run through it with you guys.
Okay, PPAV 26. 1-2 records, so many options, not sure what to do. He's got Bo Nix, Saquon, RB2.
Wow. Quinshawn Mason, Chase Brown. I'm just going to continue to ride with, I'm pretty sure. It's between Quinshawn and Mason, I would say.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Judkins. Wait. Mason plays Pittsburgh, so
Yeah,
I'll go Mason. Sorry.
I'm going Mason. I have Mason high. It's actually Mason, Chase Brown, Quinshawn for me, which just feels dumb.
I'll start T-Mac at wide receiver. At
Agreed.
flex, between Chase, Scats, Judkins, Thomas, Downs, Pearsall, I'm probably going Judkins. Of all those options.
Remind me who Ricky plays this week. He plays the Jags.
Not a bad matchup.
Not a bad matchup. Ah, man. My rankings technically tell me to go Chase Brown here. But I just feel like Ricky, I was off Ricky with Mac Jones, but he just went crazy. 11 targets.
Yep.
He's playing Jags, like you said, not a bad matchup. Is Brock Purdy going to be back? Maybe, maybe not.
I would expect Worthy to be back, or Purdy to be back.
Brock Purdy to be back. I think if Brock Purdy is back, I think that sways me towards Ricky.
Okay.
But you have two different opinions there, PPAV. Thank you.
You mean you have like 5 guys you could start in your flex, so it's tough.
Yeah, legit. PD, Caleb, Saquon, Mason, Rome, Tet, Tyler, Cortland. I don't think I'm going to be changing anything. I am going to be starting Cortland over Ladd. Wow.
Yep.
They both have great matchups, though.
Yeah, but Cortland's number 1. There's no question.
Yeah, and you're not going to sit.
Would
Tet
you
or
start
Rome
Mason
over
or
Ladd.
Benson? I'm starting Mason this week still.
I'm starting Mason this week as well. Yeah.
All right.
This Chris, hoping I get Benson and Dart on the waiver wires. Might pick up Hunter Henry, trying to get Scat. Let me know what the moves. At the quarterback position, Drake May and I will be going Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, this week Stafford plays the Colts. I like that. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. James Cook, and I'm still going to be going Chase Brown
Same.
over Henderson.
Chase Brown is going to be better. I know that's hard to hear. I know that sounds insane to anybody who's watching our content.
I'm watching, and I have a Chase Brown owner.
He's going to be better. Okay, things are not going to be this bad every week. He's still the guy. He's still a startable name. You just have to lower your expectations. So.
Yeah. Wide receiver is going to be Malik Neighbors, and then Tetaroa. At the flex or tight ends, like you said, you're going to pick up Hunter Henry. I think you should. And then at the flex, I will be starting Cortland Sutton.
Yeah. Cool.
Now, I guess the question is, if he gets Benson, are you starting Benson over Chase Brown this week? Because I think that's going to be what he is probably going to struggle with.
Yeah. That's a question I have a hard time answering. I have them in the same tier. I don't mind if you don't want to trust Chase Brown there, but I do have Chase Brown higher in my rankings.
Okay. Sounds good. R2B2. Chase Brown for Stephon Diggs. Absolutely not.
No. See, yeah. What do you want for Chase Brown in the flop league, by the way?
To not sell him low.
Well, Stephon Diggs here is this offer. What, you like Keon Coleman?
No. Gosh, no. That's crazy. I don't understand why Stephon Diggs is an option there for you, by the way. Like, what's crazy is that Stephon Diggs hasn't really been anything. Hasn't really been seeing the targets.
You want Zach Charbonnet or Chase Brown?
I still want Chase Brown.
What if it was Zach Charbonnet and Sterling Shepard? Yeah, I mean, this is selling too low. Way too low. Way too low.
Yeah, I don't think there's a name out there that someone can convince me that I would want. Like
right now, there's okay, so last week, I want you guys to remember this. Pretty much every time someone asked us about Amarion Hampton, we said, don't sell Amarion Hampton. We had probably 30 questions. I'm panicking about Amarion Hampton. What do I do? We said, don't sell Amarion Hampton. Obviously, Najee goes down with the injury. That's a big plus there. But the reality is you can never sell a player when they're at the bottom of their performance. And that is the same with Chase Brown right now.
Chase Brown, downtown. Appreciate you. Lunchbox. Trading away Breece Hall and Brian Thomas for Quinshawn and Tetaroa.
Yeah, I don't see
I'll
a
do
reason
this.
why not to do that.
I'll do this. Yeah. Love that trade for you. Ace, he says trade Chase Brown for wide receivers is so what wide receiver.
So funny. We actually just talked about this. Same thing we said last week. When Amarion Hampton was at his absolute lowest, you don't sell that player at that time. Same thing this week. Chase Brown at his absolute lowest, you don't sell Chase Brown this week. I know this is hard to hear. I know it's difficult to hear, but Chase Brown will be better than he was last week. The offense will be better. They're not going to face Brian Flores. They're going to have a better game plan coming in. So, I mean,
prepared at all.
Yeah. Chase Brown is not a sellable name right now. He's the strongest hold in fantasy football. Aldot, Jacobs, Wilson, or Saquon Barkley.
Start 7. I'll take Saquon. 10-man league.
There's no team linked.
I think if you're losing if Garrett Wilson somehow is like your wide receiver too, I think that might be a bit tough. Which it is a reality that he could be a wide receiver too. So.
Yeah, I would only really do this if it doesn't hurt your starting lineup. Like if you make this move and then it means you have to start Marvin Harrison or Michael Pittman or one of these names, you don't do it. But if you've got plenty of depth at receiver, I don't see a reason why you can't. Appreciate y'all for being here. Great part about the website, by the way, Paul G had a question about this, is anytime you ask a question on the website, our devs are so smart, they'll send you a direct time code to exactly when we answered your question every single time. So you never have to worry about if you're going to hear the answer. You'll always hear the answer, a direct link. By the way, we do have a giveaway today. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway is type a week 4 into the chat and like the stream. Once you've done those two things, you'll be automatically entered. So make sure, you enter that giveaway. And when we reach 150 now, because it's every 75 likes. Every 75 likes, we'll do a giveaway. And we're not far off that now. So let's go to Andre next.
6-point quarterback with Geno, Sam Wentz, Dart, Rodgers. I'm still going to be going Trevor Lawrence there. I think he's the better star over all the other guys. Running back.
I don't know. I think we need to have a conversation about that because Geno plays Chicago. And that's more attractive to me. Sam Darnold plays Arizona. That's more attractive to me.
Okay.
I probably would go Sam Darnold of all those options, actually.
Okay, that's fine. I totally understand. I think I just still trust. It's crazy. I still trust Trevor Lawrence. I
don't know how.
I guess I trust him to perform better than those guys on any given week. I think though these guys can drop you less than
Yeah, I mean Trevor Lawrence, 8 points in week 3, 11 points in week 1. Darnold already has been more consistent.
Yeah,
it's not been as high in some of these games, and as weird as it sounds, Geno Smith has been better than all of them. You don't have any superstar options, obviously, but
yeah, you don't. I think you're in a streaming quarterback position, which is totally fair. So if you go with the best matchup, which is technically this week for sure would be Geno with Chicago, but I think we thought the same thing with Dak, but he also lost CD. To be completely fair, so I think it's hard to kind of go through that, but I understand the predicament.
Running back, you start Achane, of course. You start Kyron.
Wide receiver is going to be Sutton and Wilson if CD doesn't play, of course.
He's not going to play, yeah.
Tight end, obviously Tyler Warren, and then I would be going Quinshawn.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Appreciate you. Next one here is a trade. Nick Chubb, Jordan Mason, DJ Moore for Chase Brown, Roma Dunze. Jordan Mason or Chase Brown?
Chase Brown for me rest of season.
Good to know.
Because I still believe that offense is going to be better. It's not going to be Joe Burrow good, which is what everyone was selling you for some reason after his injury. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but Chase Brown's going to be much better than what he's been so far. And if you're asking me this question for the next 3 weeks, it's easily Jordan Mason. but Aaron Jones will be back at some point. Getting off of DJ Moore to go at Dunze feels good though, so I'm gonna do this trade to take the Dunze upgrade.
I would agree.
By the way, shout out to Brian. He says he's in Perth for work, so that's awesome, man. Enjoy beautiful Australia, mate.
Perth, mate. Bloody Perth.
Make sure you get some fish and chips, brother. Okay, Tong Max says this is Jettas for Bucky. This or Jettas for Bucky. Okay, so would you rather do sending a Dunze and Jefferson for Bijan, or just send Jefferson for Bucky? I probably prefer just sending Jefferson for Bucky.
Jefferson for Bucky. But he's sending Bucky Irving away, or he's receiving Bucky Irving. So he has Justin Jefferson on his team currently.
Yeah, so he could send Jeff away for Bucks.
He has Quinshawn, JCM. He has JJ, Jamar Chase, and Rome. Now, this is a crazy team. You definitely need help at running back. You have JCM, Charbonnet.
Yeah, I'm doing the Jefferson for Bucky offer that
Bucky
he mentioned.
Yeah. Jed, 10-man PPR, 2-1. Start Walker or Judkins. This would be... I'm pretty sure technically I still have Walker, but I think I said it earlier. I need to adjust that with a Charbonnet.
I've got Judkins with Charbonnet healthy.
Yeah. I would go there as well. Appreciate you, Jed. Rand.
Hold on, that didn't go through. Let me just refresh real fast. To what was it, Jed?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, maybe it did go through. It said it did.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Daniel here with the start sit. He's starting Baker, Brees, Benson, Jameson, Bryan, Harold, and Judkins. Would you put Higgins in over any of these names? No. Would you put Henderson in over any of these names? Not based off of what we currently know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have it how we would have it, my friend. Appreciate you, Daniel. Thanks for your constant support. Ordinary Gerbil would send away Benson for Zay. So, after 2 weeks, I'm like, okay, maybe I was wrong about Zay Flowers. Maybe he is going to be a focal point of the offense. And then last night showed you exactly why we didn't like Zay Flowers on this channel. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
What version of Zay do we get every week? I don't know the answer. You see games where he's just completely out of the game script. They needed to throw the ball last night, the entire game, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
So am I an idiot for being out on Zay Flowers, or is this the reality of owning Zay Flowers? I don't know what the answer is to that.
To be fair, Lamar was on the ball way too long. I think there's excuses for Zay because if you look at the game, it's like, dude, just throw the ball. Maybe the defense was just better than expected in the secondary. The Lions, I'm not saying what you're saying is not true, that there could be boom or bust, but I'm not going to base it off of the one game. I think there's still game scripts in the future for him to be like we saw in week 1 and 2. Now, do I want Zay Flowers? Do I want to give up Trey Benson for Zay Flowers? That is... I don't know. I'm not. My thing is I'm not sure. We haven't seen Trey Benson in this position. We hope for. I think the opportunity, the talent's there.
There's no team linked. I think there's probably a counter here because Zay's probably a little bit more valuable than Benson. Benson's a projection. I'm curious if you can send Benson and a second player where you're upgrading with the second player. Yeah, because right now it's really hard to get running back. It's really hard to get a running back.
And this seems like somebody that has depth at running back that's trying to get depth at wide receiver.
Yeah. But you have more leverage if you have a running back than if you have a receiver. So you have to keep that in mind here. I think you need to get a bigger upgrade somewhere else if you do a trade like this. Going from a, just hypothetically, you're gonna go from.
So actually, he put information
Baker
on the back
Mayfield
end.
to, Josh Allen or something.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Daniel 007 here. I have faith in Chase Brown. You love to see it.
We're not
Brock
alone.
Purdy, Kenneth Walker.
Now, unfortunately, you're going to have to put Chase Brown at RB2. You can't put him at the flex spot because your flexes are... Oh, shit. You might... Oh, no. Oh,
Well, I'm not clocking it. What's going on?
Well, he has to play Travis Hunter, Zach Charbonnet, or Bashul Tutin. So, wow. I mean, at that point, do you not just put Charbonnet into your lineup and just get whatever guaranteed points come from that backfield anyway, and then flex Chase Brown?
So you're starting Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet.
The alternative is to start Travis Hunter or Bashul Tutin at the flex.
Tutin just feels like the goal line guy, though.
He got barely any work, though. He got so lucky with the touchdown last week.
I know.
17% of the snaps. Kent Allen played more. Kent Allen had 30% of the snaps. They're clearly not willing to remove Kent Allen entirely from the backfield.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, look, I definitely hear you. I would definitely...
What happens if you start Ken Walker and you sit Zach Charbonnet and Zach Charbonnet actually gets the touchdown this week?
Gets a touchdown, yeah.
You don't really have the flexibility to make bets on different backfields, I don't think.
I'm there with you.
When you say Gaines, do you mean Kenneth Gainwell? I would still start Sharps in that scenario. Look, I don't envy your position at all. I think you're in a really difficult spot here. But I think this is your best starting lineup. I think you would be sick if you started Ken and sat Charbonnet and Charbonnet got the touchdown.
I agree.
Jealous Peony. Ideally, you get 20 combined points from that Seahawks backfield. Anyway.
Ideally.
No matter what it looks like. Okay, so Benson and Waddle or Thomas and Igbuka. I go Igbuka Thomas here, but it's close.
I agree. This is last week, though. This is last week for me, for Brian Thomas.
It's not a good matchup, unfortunately, but...
No. Megatron is next here. Jaden Daniels. Quinton and Chase Brown.
Quinshawn Judkins. Hold on. At RB2, I just need to figure out between Chase, Benson, and Swift. Right now, I do lean Chase, but they're all in the same tier.
I have Chase and Benson technically next to each other.
Yeah. So if you want to go a different way and you're just done playing Chase, I totally understand that. At tight end, it's probably... Is it Juwan or Tucker?
Yeah, I mean,
probably Tucker, but
Tucker against Dallas feels kind of hot, to be fair.
Yeah. And then at the flex spot, we're between Benson, Swift, Harvey. I think Sutton's there too. Jeez. Honestly, brother, what you probably need to do is you need to be one of these Benson sellers or Swift or something. Like package, you know, a Benson and Swift together and go get an upgrade at running back or receiver or, you know, so. But it's hard to answer questions when you have like 5 great names on your bench that you could play.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Definitely try and consolidate there. Thick, appreciate you. Dak Prescott or Brock Purdy. Go Brock Purdy if he's back.
Yeah.
Dak
no
the
CeeDee
Packers.
Lamb.
Yeah, no CeeDee Lamb. The running back position is going to be Jordan Mason, Bucky Irving, Jamar Chase, Cortland, Tyler Warren. At the flex is going to be between Chase Brown, T or Ricky or J-Mo.
This is Russian roulette again. How in the world do you pick between Scat, Chase,
I think
Pearsall, Jameson? You're going to get this wrong, inevitably,
yeah,
no matter what
you
you
are
choose.
going to get it wrong for sure. I think if Purdy's back, maybe I want to stack. Like, yeah, this is like what you can see. J-Mo not really having a big game.
If there's no Juwan, we'll go Ricky. But if Juwan plays, probably between Chase and Scat, you kind of flip a coin.
What do you mean? I'm sorry. What do you mean? Who's Juwan? Who's
Juwan Jennings?
Yep. Why would Juwan Jennings matter in this scenario?
Because of Ricky Pearsall and being another target.
Right. Sorry. For some reason I was
last week. I'm confused.
Juwan Jennings. No, Juwan Jennings. I was thinking Juwan Johnson. I was like, why? I was like, am I not seeing Juwan Johnson on my end? I was tripping about it.
No.
I apologize. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's a tough one though. Scooty Knows says getting Devonta Smith also off waivers with Max Fab. Do you think this is okay? It's a 14 team. Let's just assume it actually is 6 flex spots or whatever the hell this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this actually how this? Okay, maybe this is how this league goes. Let's just assume it's 5 flex spots. So you're starting CMC. This is the way that's been entered. So we're just answering it the way that it's been entered. So CMC, HN, Hampton.
Yeah. I would go Jameson.
Scat.
And then it's either going to be Cam or Tucker. Yeah, I'll go Scat just based off of.
We're assuming that's because this is how you've entered it, Scooty. So we're assuming you're in a weird 14 team and it's all gotten really, unique with your lineups. But that's how we would set it. Hopefully that's helpful. I don't think I would start Devonta over any of those names we talked about just then. Would you send away May and Johnston for London? Make your bet here.
Johnston.
Do you think Johnston's going to do this the entire season? He doesn't have a need for Drake May because he has Jalen Hurts. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't do this trade and take London.
Yeah, look, I still want Drake London. I agree with you there. Villains, Chuba Hubbard for Cortland Sutton straight up.
Harder to get running backs and receivers. You got to keep that in mind when you're doing trades like this.
Chuba Hubbard's your RB2 here. You have Trey Benson, Jalen Warren. If you're worried about wide receiver, I'm trying to sell Warren off for the lower end type of wide receiver. Can I sell Warren for like a Jacoby Myers, a Michael Pittman, a Terry, a Keenan Allen, a Jalen Waddle? I'd rather go that direction than sell my RB2 than.
Yep. 100% in agreement. I don't think I know you need wide receiver, but you have to keep in mind it is much more difficult to find running back right now. We're only in 3 weeks so far, and we've already had major injuries to running backs. That's typical. What we saw last year was an outlier. I know that's hard to hear, but just keep that in mind. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Do us a favor, go ahead and smash that like button. And type week 4 into the chat, all one word, no space. If you do those 2 things, you'll be entered into today's giveaway for some vouchers on the site. Mr. B says running backs are looking rough. If Jaden is available, you play him. Otherwise, I have no problem with Caleb Williams.
I agree.
At RB2.
Oh,
wow.
Well, you can't start Tracy. You can't. I mean, honestly, you probably have to start Pacheco. That's crazy to say.
Can't start Pacheco. I just put Tootin out there.
Pacheco's
not even a goal line option for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, technically for me, it's still Pacheco, but I understand where you're coming from. I don't know what other. At least Pacheco's getting 7-8 touches,
bro.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying that like Pacheco is not bad. But he's getting 10 touches.
He hasn't had over 6 fantasy points the entire year.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy. I can't start him.
I don't know.
I can't start him.
Yeah.
Would you rather have 10 touches with Pacheco or 5 touches with Tootin? I think I'd rather have 5 touches with Tootin.
Yeah. Look, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, that's all I can say. I understand where you're coming from. I don't know how to evaluate that with. It's both going to be bad. They're both bad.
Who knows that?
Situations. So,
Jay Dennis says PPR league not sure who to flex with Evans out, so he's got Knicks. Knicks owners, this is a good week to start him. Things are going to be better. At the flex spot between Mason, Monty, Debo, I think Mason's probably my answer. Look, I know what Montgomery did on Monday Night Football. I mean, he was fantastic, genuinely. But you cannot expect 160 plus yards from 13 touches every week. Yeah. You're going to see a lot more of weeks 1 and 2 than weeks 3 for the majority of the season. He's going to have boom games, but on 37% of the snaps, 13 touches, 160 plus yards. I mean, I would view Monty as a sell high if I had him. T. McCoy, Alan Achan at RB2. I'm going between Chase Brown and Trey Benson. I'm going Chase Brown, but again, I've said this to many people. If you're just done with the Chase Brown experience, I have Benson in the same tier. I don't mind if you want to lean that way. But honestly, at the flex, I'm probably going to play... You're not going to play Keon over these names.
You're not going to play... Yeah, I mean, it's between George Pickens and Trey Benson.
Yeah.
George Pickens is a tough matchup. Green Bay, there's no one else out there. There's no CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
I would have felt a little bit more comfortable playing George Pickens if CeeDee was there.
Yeah.
I feel like Trey Benson might be the goal here.
No, I agree. Chase Brown in your flex, Trey Benson in your RB2 spot.
All right, next one here. Quinshawn and Jacoby for Jamar Chase. Start 7.
Yeah, Jamar's going to be better, so you can take that to the bank.
I'm okay with this trade. Am I though? No, I'm not okay with this trade.
No.
Can I switch that for Kenneth Walker?
Right. You probably can.
You know, like that's where I'm at. I'd rather keep Quinshawn.
Well, you could probably keep Myers if you did that.
Sure.
So you could probably make it Walker for Chase straight up. Or if you make it Walker for Jacoby, can you get back... Why is Will Disley rostered in a 10-team start 7? What the hell is happening?
No idea. What's happening, Renee?
Yeah, I don't know if you can get anything back.
Buffalo, gonna take it all.
Is Renee a Bills fan?
I don't know what fan he is.
No?
He just likes he likes Lamar, he likes Patrick Mahomes, he likes Josh Allen. I think he likes the quarterbacks.
Yeah. I mean that's
what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's what most fantasy people, they have a team they like, but they like players.
Yeah, we got to get my brother because I love talent. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He loves talent.
So he probably followed LeBron James all around.
Yeah, LeBron James, Michael Jordan.
Okay. RB. Let's go. We've got James Cook, Kamara.
Where are we at? Oh, Jay Suggs. Okay, my fault.
At wide receiver, you're gonna start Nico and Puka. At tight end, Njoku, and then at the flex spot. Wow. What the hell?
Yeah, nah, this is...
Gotta play Jacobs, right? Versus Dallas? I feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Now, maybe... Maybe I'm actually...
Alvin, I know you started Alvin, I forgot.
Well, I think I'm actually going to play Jacobs over Alvin and then probably flex Egbuka or Garrett. I didn't realize how many good options he had, or Sutton.
You're gonna sit Nico though?
No, I'm gonna sit Alvin.
You're gonna sit Alvin. Okay, right. Yeah, I'm there with you then. I'm there with you.
Yeah, that's a toughie. But is it Egbuka over Garrett though?
It is Egbuka over Garrett for me, especially if Mike Evans is not playing.
Garrett versus Miami though.
True.
Sheesh.
Egbuka versus the Eagles, but
I'm gonna go Garrett. Go Garrett. Mountie, Brian Thomas, or Ladd McConkey. Two of the most underperforming wide receivers that you drafted high, and you have to make a choice between one of them.
I want Ladd McConkey. That offense is scoring more. Yeah, he's between other people. I think what Brian Thomas is struggling with is there's nothing he's struggling with. Travis Hunter is non-existent.
Well,
the offensive line. I mean, when I mean struggling with, like, there's nothing hindering him to not produce specifically on the field that's not an injury, hypothetically. An underlying injury we don't know. But like, I could understand if Brian Thomas wasn't producing because Travis Hunter is getting a lot of work.
Right.
But that's not the case. Brian Thomas is just non-existent. And so is Travis Hunter. So I would rather have Ladd, because if one of those guys goes down, Ladd is going right back up to where he was. So that's my thought process there. Better offense. They're throwing the ball more than expected, even though they ran the ball a lot this weekend because Omarion picked it up.
Yeah, I don't see how Ladd McConkey becomes a wide receiver 1 in LA at this point. I think it's going to be a rotation between all of them. I still see Brian Thomas being the wide receiver 1 and recovering. So I'm going to lean Brian Thomas here soon, but I understand what you're saying is very valid too. So it's close. Jaden, Achane, Bijan, Wilson, Godwin, Bowers, Brees.
Can't start Godwin. Is he going to play?
Everyone's saying like Godwin's playing. I haven't seen that anywhere. Someone tell me where it's been reported that Chris Godwin is playing.
I just went to Sleeper and wrote, it just says target week 4 debut. Godwin will return out for Sunday's game against the Jets, but a strong chance of making.
It says that he will on Sleeper.
Well, that was against the Jets. Godwin will end up missing the Bucs' first 3 games.
Okay.
Yeah, at least that's just the headline. There's no indication of him actually starting. Had already been limited to participating. Schefter relays Godwin is expected to mix in drills with the team other than starters beginning in week 4. Vogel's well practiced Wednesday through Friday. Godwin should get the green light to suit up against the Eagles.
Okay.
Provided quarter. Yeah.
All right. Well, if Godwin plays, then is he better than these options? I probably am still going to play Pollard. Or are you just putting Godwin in straight away and trusting him? Like,
well, I would start Brees over Pollard. So, like, if anything, I wouldn't change this at all unless.
But I guess the question, I mean, you're not going to start any of these receivers over Godwin if he plays, so that's fair.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm there.
Let's see if Godwin's back. Talon Davis says 0-3 got offered, but don't know if it makes sense. So CeeDee Lamb or Swift in London. Don't like the Swift part of this. He's 0-3. I don't want Swift. Give me Ginty and London, and you have a deal. Give me, he has Hampton. How are you 0-3 with Hampton, Judkins, Achane? Okay, if not Ginty, then give me T-Mac in London. If not, is that asking too much? I don't know. Maybe that's asking too much. Give me Zay in London. I don't really want the Swift part of this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I don't want the Swift part either.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work, then he's probably not your best partner in a trade. Wow, would you start Rattler or Dart in week 2 in a super flex league? Probably gonna put Rattler out there and see. At least we've seen him be okay.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler against the Bills, and then Dart against the Chargers. I mean, both gonna be tough starts. I would go Rattler though.
Okay. Surprised you guys are starting him versus the Chargers. That's surprising as a first ever play.
I don't know when we will be able to start him personally, but
well, probably not versus one of the best defenses in the NFL. Maybe next week versus the Saints.
Yeah, but I just think like he plays the Saints and then he plays the Eagles and then he plays the Broncos, then he plays the Eagles again.
Yeah, but I think Saints is going to be much easier as a first start.
I think regardless, he's going to have tough matchups. Like, yeah, you start him against the Saints and it's like, okay, he can get his feet wet, but like, I don't know. That's kind of where my mindset is. Well, like, I don't think there's a good time to start him. You just got to start him if the situation's bad.
Sure. Are you going Hampton or Garrett Wilson in the flex? First off, I'm starting Garrett Wilson over Jamar Chase. Garrett Wilson over Jamar Chase.
Yeah, then we put Omarion in the flex. That feels better.
But are you starting Igbokwe over Chase? I think I probably would. And then you said Omarion in the flex. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. We've not had a team yet where we sit Jamar Chase. Gibbs and Ridley or Brown and Jefferson. This feels like I hate Ridley and I'd love to give him up, but I'm not giving up Jahmyr Gibbs. That's just the point. That's just like in a 10-team league, Gibbs is not leaving my roster.
Yeah.
And I like Chase Brown as a buy low. I really do, but you're just not going to get Jahmyr Gibbs off of me. Especially not when you don't even really need to make this trade. I mean, you're starting right now Kyler, Gibbs, Achane, AJ, Adams, Kelsey, and then you're starting Chuba, Monty, and maybe you put Adams in there. I am not going to send away Jahmyr Gibbs. Nero Brown, Pollard, Jacobs, or Kamara, Thomas, and Njoku. Well, you're basically, the way I view this, Kamara and Jacobs, I don't care if you have a preference, but you're basically turning Pollard into Brian Thomas.
I agree. My initial thought is, how bad is your tight end that if you need David and Njoku?
However, he has Tyrone Tracy as the RB3. I don't actually think, I'm not sure why you would do this looking at your team on it, like being fully honest with you. How the hell are you going to pull this trade off? Like, because you're going to lose Jacobs and Pollard, and then your only running backs will be Kamara and Tracy.
Yeah, no, you
What's your starting lineup going to look like if you do that? Like, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't have the facilities for that.
No, you don't have the facilities, big man. So there's
can't
just
do that, brother.
No way that would work for your team. You can't lose 2 starting running backs and get 1 in return.
Right. J Rod is next. Oh wait, you had to refresh, I think.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, J Rod, he said, would you lose my flex, anybody on the bench to start? So you're sending away Swift, Travis for Tyreek.
Right, I mean,
who's your flex?
Your flex is Kelsey right now.
Why would that be the case?
So, because he doesn't have good receivers.
Yeah.
So right now he's got Mahomes, Bijan, Etienne, Ladd, Jacoby, Jake, and he's flexing Swift and Kelsey, I think is what he's saying. But he would be getting back Tyreek.
I don't know.
You're not in a very good spot. It's not in a good position to do a 2-for-1, are you?
No, it's not. That's what I'm thinking. Like I don't.
Can you back?
I don't know if.
Can you get back Harvey? Can you get back Franklin? Can you get back?
You need to get something else in return.
Can you get back Andrew something? Then I would do it, but.
Crackling here. Let me see.
Are you crackling?
Hello, hello.
Let me fix it then.
I think I am a little bit. I just was hearing myself in the back end.
Okay, you should be all right.
Okay, cool.
Delenzo is sending away Monty, Genty, and AJ Brown for Saquon and Hawkinson.
Monty, Genty, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert.
That's a pretty penny.
Initial thought is I feel like it's a lot. Is it? Is it a lot?
I think so.
Let's look at this team here.
If he makes this trade, remind me, who is he giving up?
He's giving up Ashton Genty, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert, and David Montgomery.
Okay, so if he makes this move, he's starting Caleb, Saquon, Hampton, Nico, Adunze, Fannin, Dobbins, Addison. He has no room for any error with bye weeks, with injuries. No room for error whatsoever. Ever. Fuck. We've been streaming a long time.
Yeah, I'm not in love with it. I know you get Saquon. Dallas Goedert came back. I mean, he was saved with that one touchdown. I think Ash is going to be better. If anything, if you're worried about running back, you have an opportunity, like Zach said earlier, to sell David Montgomery high, whatever that looks going to look like.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I can see the thought process, but I'm not sure.
I don't really need like the quote unquote upgrade from Goddard to Hawkinson, by the way. So if you can counter, remove that entirely, and either remove AJ Brown, so make it Monty Genti, or counter and remove Montgomery, make it Genti Brown. Those are two options I'm okay with. And Rich says, need help with my last flex spot. Thanks. All right, let's have a look. So at the last flex spot, they're choosing between Troy, Tyquan, Ridley, and Njoku and Keon. They lost Aaron Jones. They lost CeeDee Lamb. They're in a difficult position here.
Between three guys for me. Thornton, Troy. I would even throw.
This is such a funny question because it's so hard to answer. If Xavier Worthy's out, it's Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah.
If not,
Troy Franklin has a good matchup against the Bengals. I'm thinking even David Njoku. That's where my mind went to.
Wow.
You can't start Calvin. Keon was in and out.
In an ideal world, Worthy doesn't play and you start Tyquan Thornton. If Worthy does play,
that's the easiest answer.
If Worthy does play, I don't mind putting Njoku in there.
I'm right there with you. Boxer sending away. Oh, my thing just okay. You're sending away JCM and Jameson.
Andre is here.
Okay, never mind. I must not have him on my side.
That's okay. He would send away Swift and Waddle for Kamara. It's a 12-team start 8. So Swift and Waddle. Waddle is his wide receiver 5. Swift is RB2. So he upgrades at RB2. I'm fine with this.
Yep, I'm there with you. And you get Chris Godwin back today, which is great. But this week, apparently. So Boxer's next, sending away JCM, Jameson, receiving Quinshawn and Shakira.
Interesting. I think you could be giving up on JCM too early. But I understand why you'd want to get out of the situation. That's what I would say.
I think I'd be okay with this depending on your team. Okay, you have your team link, which is great. So Jameson's your wide receiver 3.
So you want that wide receiver room to have Shakir at wide receiver 3?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about it either, but if it's not Shakira, it can be somebody else. And he doesn't have anyone else on his team.
I don't want Shakir as my wide receiver 3. I'm a hold JCM side here.
Yeah. I definitely want Quinshawn. I think Quinshawn, my perspective,
I want Quinshawn too, for sure.
Is the real deal. Like, I think he 100%. Is going to go crazy.
100%, yeah, we'll but I mean, shoot, we can counter by sending Tillman and leaving Shakir out of it entirely. We can counter by sending Alec Manor and leaving Jameson out of it entirely, you know. Yeah. But I'm not sending those two away. Big Russ says Hurts. It was a 3-headed monster. Yeah, I know people are saying this in the chat, but over the course of time, I do believe JCM will be a very reliable fantasy asset. We're just not there yet.
Down tier. I think the argument actually is more the down tier from wide receiver from J-Mo to Shakira. I think Zach and I both agree we want Quinshawn over JCM long term, regardless of the situation. It's the down tier to Shakira is hard to fathom.
Yeah.
Anyways, Big Russ, you're sending away Jalen Hurts, receiving Golf and Sutton. 10 teams start 8. If you need Sutton, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Does it improve your starting lineup? You haven't linked your team, or it's not pulling it up.
He has linked his team, so he's sending away Jalen Hurts, who he has Justin Fields, and his wide receiver room is Amon-Ra, Ricky, Mike. So you technically need Sutton.
Yeah, you technically do. I mean, can you not get Baker back in this deal, though?
This is a 2-quarterback league, actually.
Oh, it's super flex. Oh, no brainer then. Take Goff and Sutton.
100%. Take him.
Yep.
Appreciate you. Not big on trading in Mika, but the only guy people want. So you're sending a Mika for a Marion. Running. So you have. Let's look at your wide receiver room.
Makes sense why you need to do this. I'm indifferent on this.
I agree.
I prefer Ibuka, but they're pretty close.
Yeah, go pick up Alec.
Maybe
some more depth on your team.
Maybe you can make it a 2-for-2, where you get Jameson Williams after a shitty game, and you send away. I don't know who you send away, Tyler Algier or something, or you get back Dobbins and send Charbonnet or something, because then you'll at least have the Broncos backfield. It's close. BB Fantasy says, hate to lose Ricky, but upgrades from Hurts to Allen and Brown to Hall, is it worth it? No, I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think, like, obviously we all prefer Josh Allen, but Jalen Hurts is still going to be fantastic every single, for the rest of the year. They're all going to have their boom bust games. I mean, Josh Allen himself had a bust game last week, so as in like week 2.
Oh, right. I was going to say he had like 15 points. Yeah.
So I don't think there's like a massive, huge upgrade. It's not like you're going from, I don't know, like Dak Prescott to Josh Allen or something. So I don't think I would send Ricky Pearsall to do these upgrades.
But appreciate you. This calculator says an overpay, but not sure. Side question: is Higgins droppable? I don't think you should drop him. That's the first question. Depending on who's in your waiver wires, but I doubt you can. Breece Hall and Jameson Williams you're sending away for Tetaroa.
Yeah, I do think it's an overpay, and I love T-Mac. I'm a huge fan of T-Mac, but finding a running back that is startable is so tough in fantasy. It was tough last year when no one serious got injured. We're already in week 3 and we have multiple serious injuries. It's going to be even more difficult this year. So I probably would not send Breece and Jameson away.
Agreed. Port, super flex, bro, on IR accepting pending league vote. So you're sending away Cam, Warren, Waddle, and Mark, receiving Drake, Pittman, and Trey. I mean, if you can get this done, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I can't think of a reason not to accept this trade. So
yeah, I'm
shocked in Superflex you didn't give up a quarterback.
Yeah, for real. Went to Jared. Love to see it.
Drake or Baker here?
Baker. This is the first time I feel like in a long time I have to.
I'm gonna say Drake for sure. Baker versus Philly.
Baker.
Don't like that with Mike Evans.
Yep, Drake May versus Carolina Panthers. I'll go there. Running back here, it's gonna be Quinshawn, Kyron. Wide receivers, I see London and Wilson.
Yep.
Over Jamar Chase, which we might put in that flex option. Tucker Kraft, and then Jamar Chase or Trey Benson.
Well,
I feel like
I'm gonna leave Chase, Wilson, and London in my lineup and sit Benson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was just questioning it. Like, are you gonna put?
Yeah.
Look,
I understand the question. I think we need to see at least 1 week of Benson in the feature role first.
Sure. Next one here says, pretend I have Geno Smith Stafford versus Russell Wilson. I'm confused. Pretend I have Geno Smith / Matthew Stafford.
Or Matthew Stafford, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so he would send away Daniels, Pittman for Benson, AJ Brown.
1 quarterback, 14 lean starts, 6.
Well, Russell Wilson is not the starter anymore, so just keep that in mind. But would you send away Daniels and Pittman for Benson and AJ Brown? I would find
think
it
if you
hard
need-
not to say yes to this deal.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
And just looking at your team, yeah, so Russell Wilson is not a starter. So you have to secure Matthew Stafford if you do this. But I'm fine with it. It sucks to lose Jaden, but yeah, I'm fine with it.
Agreed. Dan says my wide receivers stink. Who should I trade away?
Okay.
So you're trying to trade away one of these running backs here for a wide receiver. I mean, my instant thought is what could I send for Jordan Mason?
Yeah, Mason.
I also, by the way, see Ellick on the waiver wires, Josh Downs on the waiver wires. You should go pick those guys up.
What, drop
as well.
Ray Davis?
Yeah,
Or
I mean, I'll drop Ray
Trevor
Davis.
Lawrence. You don't need to
Yeah.
roster 3 quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback league. So instantly Downs and Ellick improve his lineup.
100%. I'll put Tracy, pick him up over Ray as well because I think that role's still going to be there. So Jordan Mason, names that come to mind off the rip. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think of names like Ricky. I think of names like I don't think you can do Sutton. Maybe Sutton. Zay Flowers, maybe.
Yeah,
Devontae
Zay.
Smith, Keenan Allen.
I think the peak is probably Devontae Adams. Realistic is probably Zay, Brian Thomas, Sutton, Ladd, Pickens,
Brian,
Pearsall.
all those guys.
Yeah.
I agree.
But Mason is the name that we would want to move of all those names. Enchanting, would you send away Brock Bowers for CeeDee Lamb? Why not do this and just stream tight end at this point? Genuine question.
Because there's probably no tight ends to stream.
He's got Jonnu Smith. Just put Jonnu Smith in the lineup. I don't know, like... I don't know, man. I don't know, like... Is this because of Bowers' injury, or is this how they're rolling out their offense? Where he's like a part of it instead of the offense? Because you drafted him to be the offense.
Yeah. I agree. I'm not. Wide receivers are struggling, so I would take that. Onesie positions are significant. And you would have Jahmyr Gibbs and CeeDee Lamb. I think we might see a scenario where CeeDee Lamb only misses 1 game. That would be ideal.
If you're 3-0 and or 2-1, you can take this deal. Ask for Strange back, by the way. Why not just ask for Brenton Strange back as a throw-in?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Kent. Yeah.
Having trouble figuring out who to start. Caleb, Amarion, Ken, Nico, Cortland, Quinshawn, Tet.
Let's start at quarterback. Would you go Bo Nix or Caleb this week?
I will go Bo Nix.
I agree. Caleb versus the Raiders, though. I have them back to back.
Bengals.
Yeah, they're both great. I lean Caleb, but they're back to back. I could see why you would say either way.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to the flexes, would you start Johnson or Chase Brown over T-Mac? I don't think I would. I wouldn't start Godwin over those names. It doesn't look like you have a tight end, but if you need to start a tight end, you can start Jawan. If you don't have to start a tight end, I think you have it the way we would probably roll with it.
I would agree. I would 100% agree. All right.
Hold on, that didn't submit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. We'll have to refresh here. Should we do some quick fire? Because we have some team reviews to get through. We did just answer your question, so if you're getting the wrong time code, just scroll back like 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay. One lucky dog at wide receiver. I am going to start. Oh my God. I think you're starting both Chargers, Johnston and Ladd. And then at the flex spot, I think you're putting Marvin in there and you're not watching the game and you're going to throw up if you watch the game. But that's how I would roll with it. Slim Cheddar says, should I be concerned about JD's mobility if he plays? I think it's a valid concern, but you don't sit Jaden Daniels if he plays.
Agreed.
But Caleb's a great option if he's not available. At RB2, we're going to go Judkins. At wide receiver, got to start Neighbors, got to start London. And then at flex, you've got great options here. I probably lean T-Mac, though.
Agreed.
All right, Alex, trade question. They would send away T. Higgins for Henderson. Give me Henderson all day. All day.
All day.
Bro, I've had a potential trade set up. I don't think Thomas watches our streams, but Thomas from the Flock League, I've had a potential trade set up with him since the draft ended. And every week I message him saying, hey, you ready to do this trade? You ready to do this trade? And every week he's like, next week. Or I don't want to have to make content for the Flock League video. I'm like, bro, it would take you 5 minutes to record a clip at most.
What's funny is that, like, he's been making content.
I'm just like, bro. Yeah, get Henderson. Start sit. Daniel Jones or Purdy?
Jones or Purdy.
I think you got to rock with the hot hand.
Yeah, you got to rock with Danny Dimes, kid. Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, Emeka Harold Chase. Who are you sitting here?
Basically the question is, would you start Chase Brown or Lab McConkey? I'd start Chase.
Yeah, I'm starting Chase as well. Glad against the Giants. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised he scores a touchdown. Noob. Caleb. Warren. Ashton. Okay, at the flex here. Let's see.
He's got Brian Thomas or Jamison Williams. Who would you prefer rest of the year? Hypothetically. Brian Thomas or Jamison Williams?
Oh, man. I think it's going to be... Didn't we answer this question earlier? I think I said Jamison. Or was that a different person?
I think that was Marvin Harrison.
It was Marvin Harrison, Jameson. This is the last week for Brian. I've been saying this. I don't know how many times I can say it. At the moment, I'm going to say Brian Thomas. But this is genuinely the last week. I'm not sure what more he can do.
In the flex, you're going Brian this week over J-Mo?
This week, Brian Thomas.
I will go Brian still.
This is the last week.
Vote in the chat. I want to know rest of season. Would you rather have Brian Thomas or Jamison Williams?
The very last week.
All right. Brees is right. He would send away Mason and Zay for T-Mac. Look, I love T-Mac, but you're kind of buying him at a premium here. Between T-Mac and Zay, they're probably in the same tier. I feel like you're giving away a free Jordan Mason. So I feel like the fair trade is probably straight up or making it a 2-for-2 where it's equivalent of whatever Jordan Mason's value is. Madrid sends away Chase for a Dunze Debo. I'll take a Dunze Debo here. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Pilot would send away Pearsall and Nico for Chase. I have Nico ahead of Chase for rest of the season. I said this last week and I got some reactions in the chat, but this is where I stand still today. I still want Nico over Chase, so no. Simon says Fields at New York Giants. Well, he plays for the Giants. Or Indiana Jones at the Rams this week. So basically Daniel Jones or Justin Fields. Remembering that Justin Fields plays Miami. Oh my gosh, hard not to play Justin Fields then.
Yeah, let me just triple check. I did have a look at this earlier.
I'll be pretty high on Justin Fields then. Quarterback 9 for me this week. Let's go Justin.
Yeah, let's go Justin there as well. That's where I'm at.
All right.
Probably have to put those guys back to back the way they've been playing, specifically this week.
All right, one more question, then we're going to jump to these team reviews. We've got Top Sock, who is currently between Jones and Prescott. We'll go Jones. At RB2, Benson. Well, Benson and Pollard are pretty close. I have them back to back. Maybe the flex will help us here. Let's just say Pollard for now. Flex. Well, let's say Benson because he's on Thursday night. At wide receiver, Keenan. And then at your flex, are you going Pollard or Brian? Probably Pollard.
I would go Ricky there.
Oh, Ricky's available. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we'll go Ricky.
Yeah. Well, then, is it Pollard or Benson? I have Pollard one spot higher this week.
I would go Benson. I'm just gonna go with unknown. Fun.
That's fair. It's not
like to party.
Pollard, yeah.
You know.
All right, guys. Now, keep in mind, you can keep asking questions on the Flock site. We're gonna float in between these team reviews and questions. 74% of people say Brian Thomas, by the way, over Jameson. I wonder what that poll would have been before yesterday. All right, let's get to some of these team reviews, shall we?
Yeah, let's definitely do it. Jonah is first up here, man. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Jonah, let me just set up his playbook.
And
here.
just so you guys know what's going on, what's happening is people have submitted their teams to be reviewed by us. Now, anytime you get a team review from Fantasyland, you also get what we call the Playbook, which is a customized graphic that basically kind of plans out your season for you. You can get that by using the promo code LAND, becoming an annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock site. And then you basically just submit it with us. Now, you can do that exactly the same if you're a member of a different promo code. You just have to purchase the team review a la carte. And then if you're a season pass member with us, so if you've already got the season pass, then you can actually upgrade to an annual membership as well. So let's go to Jonah's team.
Yeah, Jonah's team. He says 0-3 to start the season. 394 points for 400 against. Gosh, at least 100 more than any team in my league.
Sucks.
How can I make some big moves and not 4-0-4 against everyone's best week? Who should I trade away and who should I buy low? What's funny is that you're currently ranked first. That's tough.
This is kind
That's
of
tough,
like
sure.
me in the Flock League to a T. Like, you hate life right now. You hate fantasy football, and you like your team, but you hate fantasy football right now. Because, I mean, I'm even looking at his team right now. It's not a bad team. Like, I thought this was a 12-team league. A 14-team league?
Yeah, this is 14, and the way it's crazy.
Solid
This is a
roster.
really good team. Jared Goff, Devon Achane, Javonte Williams, Kenneth Walker, Trey Benson, who you just got, Justin Jefferson, Emeka, George, Travis, Golden. The list goes on there with Brenton Strange at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
When it comes down to untouchables, untradables, I feel like there's really no one here on that list. I feel like Justin Jefferson would have been there, but
I'd say Achane.
Yeah, that's what I say. Maybe we can put Achane there. When I'm looking at the waiver wire and guys maybe you should pick up or stash, there's no one that sticks out to me outside of names like Tyrone. But who are you dropping for someone like Tyrone? Yeah. So there's really no one to pick up or worth.
I would say put a 2-week forecast on Troy. If we don't see any consistency, you can drop him and look at other names. But you want to stash right now the Alex, the Higgins, those names. Honestly, for 14, this is probably better than my Flock League team. Full transparency. It is better than my Flock League team. And you're in a 14-team league. So your team is, like, I was thinking A- probably.
Yeah, I like this team a lot. I would agree. 14 team is crazy.
It's not A range in 12 team, but in a 14 team league, we have to keep that context in mind. This is a solid ass team. Is there any other admin?
No, that's it really. I'm just gonna use the bathroom. I'll be back 1 second.
Yep.
Continue. But that's all the admin, by the way. So it's all about the whiteboard now.
Yep. So right now you're starting Goff, Achane, Javonte, Jefferson, Igbuka, Strange. That's 6. 7 is Walker or Benson or Pickens. Am I doing that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, yeah. You've got. I would probably be looking to move Walker and Pickens if I can, kind of capitalizing on their situations right now. So let's go to the whiteboard here. Walker plus George Pickens, and what can you get in return? I'm curious. So let's play that scenario out here a couple times. Let's look for a running back needy team. There probably is a lot of running back needy teams. So let's see here. The guy who has Aaron Jones, Woody Marks. Like, how is this guy 3-0? What the hell? Okay. You know, I know I'm melting down a lot today because of the Flock League stuff, but this just defines fantasy football to a T. The guy who has Woody Marks as his RB2 is 3-0 in your league. I hate fantasy football. Okay. Well, he definitely needs some help at running back. Well, that's just, oh my God. I'm not going to crash out right now. He has Amon-Ra. He has Puka. I'm wondering, does a Walker and Pickens get you an Amon-Ra St. Brown? That might be asking too much, but that would be where I would start with him. For him, he gets a running back that's alive on his roster. That's got to be enticing for him. Let's keep looking.
Live running back.
The guy who has DeAndre Swift as RB2, can you get Jackson Smith and Jigba from him? That is interesting. I mean, maybe, by the way, see what these guys can throw in. It's a 14-team league, so like if the JSN owner can throw in, I don't know, let's just say Jaden Reed, and you can add him on the waiver wire, or Oradon Gazdin, or, you know, Oronde Gazdin, or Miles Sanders or something. Okay, this guy's got a pretty decent running back room. The guy who has Charbonnet as his RB2, I just don't think there's there's an upgrade there, unfortunately. Let's keep looking. The guy who has Ward and JCM, could you get a Nico Collins? That would be awesome. That's another idea for you. What's weird is it's a big league, but you have a lot of depth already, so you can kind of afford to make trades like this. Can you go get him Malik Neighbors after a down week? Again, I think you have even more leverage because it's such a big league. Most people's lineups are not good, so your leverage is going to be stronger than a typical 12-man league with these two names. So those are some ideas that I like. Honestly, Jonah, I know it's probably not what you want to hear, but your team is not bad. I would say you have the best team comfortably. But fantasy football is going to fantasy football. Did you see, Badaki, that the team that's 3-0 is starting Woody Marks?
What?
Yeah, look at the third-ranked team here. Aaron Jones, they have Woody Marks and Kareem Hunt in their lineup.
Oh, dude, you're just getting lucky here. That's just luck.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you played him, or maybe you didn't. I don't know. But, like,
wild.
That's just looking for someone to be... Puka Nacua held him about. I don't understand how he won. He must have played against a terrible person week 1 or 2.
Yeah.
It's not like Aaron Jones went crazy. Who did he start as RB2 at that point? Was it Woody Marks?
483 points against. Bro, you could easily go 3-0 from here on out, Jonah. You could easily go 3-0. So don't panic on this one. It's a good team.
Yeah. We appreciate you, Jonah.
We do need to do a giveaway here soon. We did reach 159 likes, so we'll do answer a couple of other questions. We'll do another team review, and then after we do those, we'll do one more giveaway here. So if you guys want to join, just like the stream and type a week 4 into the chat, no spaces. We got some questions here from Monkey Man. Would you send away Johnston for Pollard? Can my team afford no more RBs?
Interesting.
Johnston for Pollard. I mean, you've already got Jacobs Hubbard. I would be surprised if this trade isn't available next week.
Yeah, I would also imagine that, like, I don't understand how you can't get a little bit more for Tony Pollard or for Quentin. Maybe that's... Surely you can squeeze something higher.
Probably going to keep Johnston here just because, again, I don't imagine this trade isn't available next week, especially if, like, Tajay Spears is coming back. I think Pollard owners are probably looking to move off of him anyway. I also said Rome for Chase Brown. I want Rome there pretty comfortably. That's not a sell. That's not a buy low of Chase Brown. You're buying him at a big premium. Chef Keith, what's up, man? All right, let's set the lineup. So we're going to go May and Justin Fields. Love Fields matchup this week as well as May's. At running back, Javonte, I want to start along with Genty probably.
Yeah, I agree. Wide receivers.
Let's go Egbuka.
Lad.
Probably.
DK.
Yeah, Egbuka, Lad, DK.
Egbuka, Lad, DK. Tight end is going to be...
Gotta ride the hot hand.
Henry.
And then at flex...
Probably Travion.
I think Travion's your best bet there. Betting on more workload after the rest of that backfield shit their pants in week 3. Appreciate you, Chef.
King Serve is next. AJ Brown, Tet for Malik Neighbors, 1 quarterback,
8-team
8-team
league.
start, 8.
No.
I mean,
yeah. And just like in an 8-team league, you don't sell superstars for nothing. Doesn't matter. 8-team start 8.
Yeah, 8-team start 8. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just looking at this team.
Here's why I'm saying this, King, because every week is so random in an 8-team league. Everybody has superstars across the board. Everybody's lineups are incredible. So you just want as many guys in your lineup that can put up a 30 bomb any given week, and that's Malik Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you can counter this and, like, I just don't see a reason to do this.
Well, he is getting Malik Neighbors.
Oh, okay. Then I apologize. I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was like saying, are you saying that you believe in AJ Brown intent more? Okay, I was like, oh, I hear you, but I want Neighbors. The Beyonders, Kenneth Walker for May and Etienne. What should I do?
Take May and Etienne easily.
Yeah.
Take May and Etienne. I mean, Etienne, I want more than Kenneth Walker anyway, so it's a free May in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree there.
With DJ Moore
selling Drake May just like that, I'll send you Drake May.
Yeah, they don't believe the hype. With DJ Moore, if you can turn him into a Keenan, Pittman at this point, a Debo, Olave, Pearsall, then you do. Otherwise, you probably hold. I think we got one more question here, and we'll do this giveaway. Let's see.
Radiant Wedding, DK Ladd for Trey Benson, Jacoby. My initial thought is no, I want DK Ladd. Now,
I think if you need running back, I'm fine to take Benson here.
Yeah. He has Bijan, Travion, JCM. I don't think you need to do this. You're about to get Rashee Rice back here soon. You have DK. I mean,
if you lose DK and Ladd, who are you starting at wide receiver 2?
Yeah.
Jacoby, I guess.
Jacoby, and then you have Rice coming back.
I would argue you probably don't need to make this move, but so that's why I would hold. Lucas, would you send away Pollard and Neighbors for Nico, Etienne, Judy? Judy being a part of this is hilarious. It's like, how did he slip in there? He does not matter in this trade.
18 or 10 team.
I think it's a pretty big upgrade from Pollard to Etienne.
Pollard's your RB3. I don't see why. I guess because
it's a start 9. It's not a start 7, so there's 3 flex spots.
So you're okay. Who is he receiving again? Can you remind me?
He's receiving Nico Collins, Etienne, and Jerry Judy, as if Jerry Judy has any value. But
sure, Nico Collins, Etienne, Jerry Judy.
So he would start Mahomes, Genty, Brees, Etienne, Nico, Ricky, Trey McBride, Jake Ferguson. That's probably a starting 9. He also has Matthew Golden and Devonta Smith.
I think I just want to keep Malik here. I understand the upgrade on Tony Pollard. There is, I see it. I think this is an even trade. And Jerry, though.
Yeah, I think it's an even trade as well. Maybe you could counter. Could you get an upgrade somewhere else? So, I mean, if you're like 2-1 or 2-1 or 3-0, could you grab Kittle here? Oh, you already have. Oh my God, your Titans are crazy.
You already have McBride and Ferguson.
Can you get James Cook in the deal if you send back Ashton Genty or Brees Hall? Then it's a no-brainer. Otherwise, it comes down to your gut feeling because it's even value. This would put me over the top for sure, but this trade here is even value. Jerry doesn't really mean anything. It's about as close as it gets, man.
Yeah, I agree.
10-team makes me want to say Neighbors, but it's a start 9. That's important.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. And I know Travis Etienne's going to help him. I think Malik
So-
Neighbors I would want, like, it's just tough. I think it's a fair trade. It's a fair trade.
Enchanting Ads is sending away Judkins and T-Mac for CD. They're 1 and 2. I don't think you can do this trade as a 1 and 2 team. You will need Judkins and T-Mac to compete each week. Yeah, I don't think your team can afford that right now, brother.
Yeah.
You got to
I think
keep
I would say
and
this.
T-Mac.
My question is, if you knew CeeDee Lamb was going to be out just 1 week, are you doing this?
He's not out 1 week, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't guarantee it. It's the big risk.
Yeah.
It says, they say 2 weeks. It says 2 to 4 weeks, considering IR.
Let's do this giveaway.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to give away start sit first. The start sit goes to... looks like Cento. So Cento, all you need to do is DM me on Discord. Here's my username. Send me your YouTube screenshot of your account, and tell me your Flock Fantasy username. And if you don't have a Flock Fantasy account, create one for free, but make sure you use the code LAND at signup, LAND, so I can find you on the back end. That goes for anybody out there who wants to create a free account. Okay, trade question. The trade question is going to... buttered sausage. Let's talk about buttered sausage. NG bro. Same thing, NG bro. Message me on Discord with all that information. Buttered sausage.
Congratulations, boys. Congratulations, boys and girls, men and women, people of the community. All right. Next team review we have here is from Angel. Thank you so much for that. On shop. Does no context here. It's 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 8. So that's our meat and potatoes there. So let's have a look
7th.
at this team. Yeah,
And
ranked
he's
out of
1 and
7.
2.
Yes, 1 and 2 here. Okay. Have a look at this team. Quarterback, Josh Allen. Running back, Gibbs, Alvin, Zach, Charbonnet. Wide receivers, T. Ellick, Xavier. While wide receivers really dip off there with George Kittle and Jawan Johnson. When it comes down to untouchables or untradables, is Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Allen, I would say. Waiver wire stashes or pickup, I see Bushel Tootin. I see, hell, Aaron Jones. I know he's on IR. Pick him up, put him on your IR if you have an IR spot. I'll put him in the stash area since he's on your waiver wire. I would also say guys like Shakira. Shakira is worth rostering, especially with your wide receiver room.
Terrible.
Josh Downs is worth rostering.
Kirk.
Yep, Christian Kirk.
I'd probably drop
Josh
Dobbs to do that. Yeah. Bushel Tootin, I don't know if you said he should be rostered.
Yeah.
This team's in a bad spot, let's be honest. Honesty is important. Overall team grade. I think anything higher than a C flat or a C minus is being too kind. Honesty is more important than blowing smoke up your ass. This team is not in a good spot. I'm going to say C minus unless you disagree.
No.
This wide receiver room is in a very bad position. You're in a keeper league, so some of these trades will depend on the rules of your keeper league, but yeah, not in a very good spot here, my friend. Here's what I would say.
You're 1 and 2. Shit, you're doing better than me in the Flock League, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's got to be from the hands of Josh Allen and Gibbs alone. It's a start 8. Right now he's starting Allen, Gibbs, Kamara, Higgins, I guess Ellick, Jawan. That's 6. And then he's probably starting...
in between Zach Charbonnet, the Jerry Jeudy he was starting.
Yeah. It's not great. Not great. Any other admin we need to do?
No, that's it.
I think as hard as it will be to hear, you need to tear off of Josh Allen. It's either Josh Allen or Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't see how this team is competitive if they keep both, and I think Allen is more replaceable than Jahmyr Gibbs is. So, first off, who's on the waiver wire? You have Justin Fields. So pick up Justin Fields straight away. right? Because technically you wouldn't even need a quarterback back in return. You could just rock with Justin Fields. Does that make sense? As like a streamer.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you may be able to get more out of Josh Allen. Okay, who needs quarterback help? Not the guy who has Lamar, not the guy who has Hurts. The guy who has Mahomes. Caleb is probably fine, but maybe. How about the guy who has Jared Goff? Can we send Josh Allen away for a Mika Egbuka, Lad McConkey or something?
Yeah, I like that.
Mika Egbuka plus Lad McConkey. I mean, we can throw you Romeo Dobbs, Cooper Kupp, if they want something else in return.
Yeah, let's do that.
Those are options. Let's keep looking. Let's see.
Gosh, these guys really hold on to two quarterbacks. All these guys,
Baker, Drake, Bo Nix. The guy who has Bo Nix might be freaking out. The guy who has Dak and Kyler is a good option for you.
There's just really no one there. I mean, unless you get Rasheed,
Jacobs,
you're 1 and 2
Keenan,
though.
Jacobs and Metcalf.
Yeah, that can work. Jacobs Keenan feels good.
Mm-hmm. Let's just go ahead and say now that you can interchange like Dobbs, Cup. These are all throw-in pieces if you need them to be.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy who has Bo Nix is concerned. What I should have done is drafted Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams. Because life would have been more fun. No matter what happens, you would have had fun. But of course I have Puka, so I can't be too upset. Okay, so thinking this one through, this could be a good buy low on Chase Brown. So
yeah,
would you do Chase Brown? I almost want to say like Chase Brown, Jameson, Dobbins or something. That's probably not enough. Yeah. I don't think that's a good fit. Maybe it has to be Kyron and Terry.
Kyron and Terry for
Josh Allen.
That feels better.
But that might be asking too much. So maybe, again, you can give back someone else. But those would be the ideas I would have. I'd prefer to not lose Gibbs, especially if he's a keeper. But look, if you have some weird keeper rules, Angel, where like you keeping Josh Allen for like a 10th round pick, obviously you don't do this, but assuming it's just regular keepers and there's no pick attached, then you do this, you pick up Justin Fields straight away, and then all your problems, well, not all your problems are solved, but you're in a much better position.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for that. Your playbook you should be receiving within 24 to 48 hours on the Flock Fantasy message system. CTE.
Well, we got a couple questions that came in, so let's pop between those.
You guys are unreal today. Crazy with the questions.
Darth Tater, which is a great name. He says 0-3 making moves, throw in Sutton. Thoughts? Hard pass, man. I don't know why an 0-3 team would do this.
So he's sending away Cortland, Brock, Kenneth, and Zach Charbonnet. Yeah. Yeah, 0-3 making moves through in Sutton. You threw in Sutton, brother? That's like not good. You throwing in Sutton is like, that's a big throw-in.
Yeah. That's not a throw-in. Sutton's not a throw-in piece.
No, it's not.
If you can do this without Sutton, sure. But with Sutton, no.
I agree. Besso. It says CD Hurt got offered London for Judkins and Sutton.
London for Judkins and Sutton. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that's a really good move for you.
Oh,
Jonathan
wait.
Taylor.
He has to send London. He has to send Judkins and Sutton. Sorry. No.
Oh.
I thought he was getting Judkins and Sutton.
I thought he was getting Judkins and Sutton as well, yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to start Judkins at RB2. Don't do that trade, sorry. At wide receiver, we'll start Neighbors and Sutton. Definitely not doing this trade after those injuries you had. Juwan Johnson. At flex, we're going to play Zay Flowers.
Then
And
I guess you have to put Kenneth Walker
is it
or
Walker?
Zach Charbonnet. Yeah,
I
one
guess
of those
it's Walker.
guys.
Maybe you put Walker at RB instead of flex because of the
Yeah,
Thursday night
night.
status. Trey here. Start
Justin
sit.
Fields.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Justin Fields, Jonathan Taylor, Chuba Hubbard. Wide receiver is going to be, let's just go London and Tet.
Ibuka for me.
I think we're going to put Mbuka in that flex anyway. So,
Yeah,
however way
Ted
you want to
flex,
put it.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
it's the same, just different order, but same result there. And then I think we had another question come in from C. Mahler. So kind of been kind of keen on stashing Dart. What are your thoughts? It's a super flex, start 11. Depth is very important in this league. He would send away Benson and Golden, as well as Flacco for Dart and Flowers.
My initial thought is, what's your running back room looking like? Because if Trey Benson is like an RB4 on your team, I'm okay because I think
RB3, but he also has Jinty, Kamara, Mason, Scattaboo.
Yeah, I'm okay with something like this. I mean, plenty of depth there. Matthew Golden, is he really breaking out?
And a start 11, Matthew Golden's really important though.
Yeah.
So right now,
it would be, but he upgrades that to Zay Flowers though. So
right now
I
he's
think this is a
starting
good
May,
trade.
Trevor, Jinty, Kamara, Puka, Chase, Warren. He's also starting Benson, Mason, Scattaboo right now, and then Golden is his last flex. So he actually can't. He's look like you're losing a flex right now.
Yeah, start 11, dude. That's crazy. You are losing a flex, but I think in the long term it's going to help your team.
You gotta pick up Luther Burden and drop Jalen Naylor, by the way, or Torrey Horton.
Yeah.
Malik Washington. These names need to be rostered. Look, this all comes down to your perception of Jackson Dart. I have no idea whether to tell you he's going to be successful or not in New York. I will tell you that more times than not, rookie quarterbacks are not successful for fantasy football, but he could be an outlier. And if you want to call your shot, it's not uneven valued. Flacco's probably going to lose his job at some point.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where I was going to go. Like, if you don't think Flacco's going to be the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season, then that's where you go. I feel like with the move of Jackson Dart, unless he is bad, throwing 5, 6, 7 picks in the next, 3 weeks, that's when he's going to get benched again for, maybe Jameson goes into the rotation. But I would rather have that than not have a starting running back or quarterback in Joe Flacco, who I think is going to get benched sooner.
Yeah. Fab for Burden, Horton. If you can get either of them for anywhere from 5 to 7% of your fab, that's ideal. Otherwise, you don't force it. If that's not possible, then get Malik Washington for $1 and drop Jalen Naylor.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. All right.
I think we get one more from Port.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah. They are sending away Javonte Williams with George Pickens. 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 7.
I want Javonte here.
Yeah, I want Javonte. I wouldn't be sending away Javonte Williams. And I know you have George Pickens. Javonte just feels like probably need help at wide receiver, but Javonte is probably going to be starting in your flex over anyway.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Appreciate you.
Right now, he has a lot of running backs. He doesn't need a flex. But you need to wait for Worthy to get back. I mean, I'd rather package Warren and Jacoby and go get an upgrade or something than do this. Javonte is just it's much harder to find startable running backs right now than flexible wide receivers. Yeah. Okay, let's get to CTE Allstar. Let's get to his team.
Okay, CTE Allstar here. No context whatsoever. It is a 1 quarterback, 14 teams, start 7. CTE All-Stars currently ranked 6th out of 14.
It's 2-1.
And you are 2-1.
Must be nice.
Here.
Congratulations.
JJ McCarthy, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry, Amarion, Nick Chubb, Jefferson, Garrett, Terry, Keon, Alec, Shakir with Jawan, and Dallas Goddard here. Off the rip, I'm not sure who is a must hold, untradeable. Is that Derrick Henry? Is that Justin Jefferson? Doesn't feel like you have one.
There's no untradeable really.
Yeah.
No.
Guys that you should be maybe picking up and stashing off the waiver wires. I would say Woody Marks I see there, especially with your running back room. I would also take a shot on either Jeremy or Chris Rodriguez. Jeremy McNichols or Chris Rodriguez, C-Rod there.
Woody would be the priority ad, though.
Yeah.
Also, you can drop Aaron Rodgers and roster like a Blake Corum as well. If Blake Corum, is the next Trey Benson if an injury happens, I'm not projecting that. But, if that happens, it's going to be way more valuable than rostering a third quarterback.
I completely agree. Blake Corum. When I look at this team here, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not amazing. The quarterback situation, I'm worried about. The running back, you were probably struggling last week until Marion took off this week. I'm just gonna give this like a C plus, B minus.
I was leaning C range. Yeah. We'll say C plus. Not great quarterback play. You're streaming the position. No RB3 that's worth really talking about. Injuries to your receivers room, rough depth. But I guess it is 14 teams, so we should keep that in mind. Not in that bad of a spot in a 14-teamer. Here's a hard part. You don't really have depth to make many moves, right? I mean, right now you're starting Darnold, Henry, Hampton, Jefferson, Wilson, Jawan. That's 6. You can't even flex Terry because he's injured right now. So you're flexing what? Alec? So who does that make movable? Khalil Shakir, maybe? So maybe we can try and move Shakir and Nick Chubb and pick up Woody Marks. So Khalil Shakir plus Nick Chubb. Can we go out and get like an RJ Harvey or something that you can bet on long term? Trying to improve his value. Let's look at other options here. A JCM I'd rather have. Yeah, it's probably best to just go to rankings rather than looking at individual teams because you're targeting names that are very specific. Chase Brown, for example. Probably can't get Cam Scattaboo, but would you do? Yeah, I almost want to say Dobbins, but probably going to be hard to get. Jalen Warren, would you do?
Yeah,
probably would be fine with that.
In a C14 man, in a 14-man league, I would do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Shakir is the one movable piece along with Chubb. Outside of that, you really don't have much flexibility. But a lot of those moves we mentioned off the waiver are going to be helpful as well. Stay the course. Thank God Amarion Hampton looks better this week than he did last week. Otherwise, this team would be in a much more difficult spot. So
he was probably panicking last week and saying, "Oh my goodness."
Enjoy the treasure of a rookie running back with unlimited volume.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Once again, you should be receiving your playbook here 24 to 48 hours in the Flock Fantasy Message System. All right. Want to go to the next one?
By the way, guys, when you get a team review from us, the playbook is sent in the advice tab. You'll see your review, and then in the advice tab, there's a little message tab, and that's where the team playbook comes. Now, if you're wanting to get a team playbook itself, the way that you can do that, and anyone who gets a team review from us gets a team playbook, by the way. You can get that by using our code LAND, LAND, becoming an annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store, and then you submit it with us, with Fantasyland. Alternatively, if you're a member of a different promo code, you can do that same process, but you have to buy it a la carte. And if you're already a member, season pass member, you can actually upgrade to the annual Mother Flocker membership, and it will take the price of the season pass off. Okay, I think we go to Locked next.
Yeah, Locked is next to you. Appreciate you.
We had a question from someone. Let's see. Xander says, how many teams reviews are you doing tonight? I'm Lord of the Foz, and there was a change in my lineup. We can give you a free voucher if you want us to submit this one through. But Fellowship of the Foz, I believe it should reflect changes. But let us know if it's not reflecting the changes on the screen here, my friend. We'll give you a voucher to resubmit.
Yeah.
Go ahead with Locked here.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Really, right now, looking at moves and how I can upgrade the team here. Okay, Zero Dark Jakey, currently ranked 4th out of 12 here. And this is in meat and potatoes. You got Daniel Jones at the quarterback, Jahmyr Gibbs, Trey Benson, Jordan Mason, Zach Charbonnet, Tootin. That's good running back room with Jackson, Devonta, Olave, Hunter, Ellick, and the list goes on with Jawan Johnson and Evan Ingram. Instant untradables, Jahmyr Gibbs, JSN, I would also say, are going to be untradables. Guys you want to hold. Waiver wire pickups, if you wanted to, I would say once again the Jeremy McNichols or the Chris Rodriguez. You don't necessarily have to, but maybe if one of those guys go down, you can you'll have some opportunities. Let's see.
With the Burden's a good stash. I like that you've got Coker on your team. Renfro is super interesting now without Jatavion Sanders, but I'd like to stash Burden instead of Renfro if you have a spot to do so.
Okay, Ruther Burden is a stash. Guys that you can cut here, I would imagine Jalen Coker is on your IR. I would say Evan Ingram is, you can drop. You can drop him today. In that forecast, you'll see you'll be able to drop him today.
Evan Ingram 2025 was a scam.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Okay. So you're right now starting Jones, Gibbs, Benson. Hey, that's a great plus for this team, getting Benson, right? JSN, let's say Olave this week, but Smith is there. Jawan, you have to start 2 more players, and that would be Mason and Smith. Not a bad lineup at all, actually. Obviously, losing Joe Burrow hurt you. Not a bad lineup. Decent depth at running back as well. Travis Hunter has been just horrid for fantasy football. I like the stashes of Coker there. I'll probably put like a B. With Burrow, it's probably a B+. Without Burrow, maybe B-.
Yeah. So let's just put B flat then.
Okay. We'll put B flat. That's fine. Do we go to the chalkboard now?
Yeah, that's all it for it.
I'll be honest with you, Locke. The hard part about your team is there's not really much trade wiggle room because your entire lineup is being used, and the players who aren't being used are not tradable. For example, Travis Hunter. You can't trade Travis Hunter right now for anything worthwhile. 3 points in week 3, 5 points in week 2. Snap percentage is going down constantly. It's just not a movable piece. You got to start Jawan Johnson every week. He's a great asset for you. You know, Tootin and Charbonnet, you can move these guys, but they're going to be more valuable if an injury happens ahead of them. Stevenson, I don't know, you can move him right now. But maybe the one move we could look at is moving like a Stevenson and Ellick, or Stevenson and Jones.
Even then, I don't want to move Ellick if he continues to rise.
Right.
I don't want to move. I guess you can move Jones depending on who's available on the waiver wire.
You have to move someone that's relatively attractive to another team. So we can't package Stevenson and Hunter Renfro or Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Well, let's just see if there's a team that is like completely decimated at running back. That's your ideal scenario. The guy who has Swift at RB2. He's got Josh Allen. That's not going to work. But could you buy low on Marvin? Would Stevenson and A.O. Manor get you Marvin Harrison? Probably not, but in a certain league, it's not worth not asking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
10 guys: Aaron Jones, Ollie Gordon, buy low on Lad McConkey, maybe. Stevenson and Alec A.O. Manor. I don't think that's crazy to go Lad McConkey right now. No. You and I probably wouldn't accept it, but doesn't mean you can't offer it. The guy who has Jalen Warren, this is perfect. Lost James Conner, has Caleb Johnson as his RB2. Wow. What a shit show for him. Well, can we turn Stevenson and Daniel Jones into Baker Mayfield? Actually, how attractive is that now
without
Mike Evans? I mean,
he's getting Chris Godwin back.
Yeah, but it's not worth like losing 2 players for, unfortunately. But you can't get Nico. Asking for Nico is unrealistic. What is he, 1 and 2? Yeah, that's unfortunate because that would have been pretty ideal. That's really unfortunate. That would have been a great spot for you to negotiate. How about trying to go get Chase Brown for Alec and Ramondre? You're just seeing how desperate people are, honestly. That's what you're doing. No one else really needs help that badly. What about sending Stevenson and Jones for Drake May or something?
Stevenson and Jones. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
With Drake May, yeah. Drake May is really the one that comes to mind. There's not much wiggle room outside of that. But team isn't in a terrible spot. If you can't get some of these deals done, just deploy patience and hope for, sounds terrible, but hope for like injuries that improve your team, you know?
Yeah, legit.
Because that's kind of what happened with Trey Benson for you anyway. So you kind of want to hope. You're looking at Etienne and you're thinking, "What's up, buddy? What you got going on?" That sounds awful, but it's the nature of fantasy football. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
Appreciate you, man.
Okay. I think we got a couple trade questions. Guys, once again, going crazy. Let me refresh here.
Yeah, it's actually we love the support, but it's actually so hard to finish streams nowadays. Yeah. Because there's just always questions. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Is Lord of the Foz, did he reply?
What happened? What am I missing?
Let's see. Did Lord of the Flies reply? Amelia, we're in a position right now as a channel. We're in a very blessed position. A lot of great people who are supporting us, where the reality is there are so many people who are putting questions through on the site that we haven't been able to stop. And of course, if people are going to support the channel in that fashion, we're probably going to keep looking at those. We can't even keep up with those. So it's just a great position that our supporters have put us in. Now, I don't see a reply from Lord of the Foz.
I don't either. We also got 2 more team reviews and like 3 or 4 more questions.
We probably can't do all these team reviews today. But we can try and get through as many as we can.
Do these questions and wait for Lord of the Foz.
Okay, is Lord of the Foz in the chat? Yes, Jonah, we did your team review, my friend. You'll have a time code on the back end. Yade. Let's go to Yade first here.
Yeah, he says, like my wide receiver part, scared of the running back part. Thoughts? You're sending away Bucky and Zay for Derek and Adams. I'm okay with this trade. I think Derek and Bucky are kind of even value there. And then I think Devontae Adams is a massive upgrade from Zay Flowers. So I would take Derek and Adams.
I'm fine with it, but I think it's pretty much dead even. You kind of pick your poison here.
Wicked, Kyler Murray, Chase Brown, and you get Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Kyler Murray is interesting here because he's not really worth much. He's pretty much a streamable name right now. He loses Chase Brown, but he still has Bijan and Trey Benson.
I'd rather pick up Brock Purdy on the waiver wire.
Right.
And just see how that goes.
You're one injury away from being in a terrible spot if you do this. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
There's literally the running backs I have in the Flock League: Trey Benson, Chase, R.J. Harvey. Switch Bijan for James. It's literally my team.
Would you send away Chase Brown for Judkins rest of season? Probably at this point. Rest of season, I would.
I would.
Which I need to reflect that change on my rankings.
Very much in jeopardy. What can I do, you know?
Okay. All right. I don't think we've heard back from Lord of the Falls, have we?
No.
Okay, what we should do for Lord of the Falls is probably give him a free team review voucher if he is concerned that something isn't going to be translating. Does that make sense or no?
Well, he says he's here. He's here.
He is here. Okay, Lord of the Falls. Awesome. Let's just look at the team. Let's have a geese. He said he traded Josh Downs for JCM. Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the team then here.
Yeah, we'll have a look at this team. Appreciate you, man. All right, Lord of the Falls here. It says, "What's up, land boys?" Nah, but for real, I'm 0-3, but obviously unlucky reasons. No tightness, no fab. League people seem to focus on players, points per game. I love. Also, got offered BTJ for Harrison Jr. and Diggs counter offers. Initial thoughts is I don't want that deal. I still rather keep Brian Thomas over Martin Harrison. That's where my mind is currently.
So he would send Brian Thomas Jr. away for Marvin Harrison and Stephon Diggs. We can look at a counter.
Yeah, we'll definitely look at a counter. Currently ranked 3rd out of 12 here.
He's and this is 3, but that's okay.
Yeah, 0-3, and you are. This is a heavy hitters one quarterback. So
do you not have to start tight end in this league?
Yeah, interesting. So no, not a fan of the no tight end either. Yeah, he doesn't have to start a tight end. So okay, that's good to know. At the quarterback position, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Omarion, Brees, Quinchon, Travion, Jordan, Mason, and Bashul too. And that's a good running back room. Wide receivers, CD, you just lost, and Mika, Jameson, Brian, Brandon Ayuk, Josh Downs there. On the waiver wire,
not a bad team at all.
No, it's not a bad team.
Suck, but
I would still be saying untradables is going to be CD. I think he's going to come back and be a fine. And
can you afford to hold CD at 0-3?
That's true.
I don't know. We'll have to look at some options.
We'll have a conversation here. People on the waiver wires, I would like to pick up potentially.
Godwin for
but the thing is, I don't know who you're gonna drop.
I'd drop Mooney for Godwin.
So Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I think that's the main move you make. You drop Mooney for Godwin.
Okay.
Overall team grade. He's starting Nix, Hampton, Judkins this week. Then Egbuka, Jameson, Brian, Brees. Something like that. Jordan Mason's in there as well. It's not a bad team at all. You've kind of gotten a little unlucky, I'm sure. So what we'll do, I would... With CD, it's like a B plus A minus. Without CD... B minus?
Yeah, I'll say B minus.
Yeah.
You just have to hope CD's out like a game or two. Like IR is going to be the killer of this team.
Yeah. Ice Cold will answer this in 1 second, my friend. I promise. We'll get through this review and then we'll answer that question. Just hang around with us. But no fab, which means you kind of have to do priority waivers. Obviously, don't drop Mooney unless you get Godwin.
But you would have the first priority. Technically, you're 0-3 unless it's somebody else that's 0-3.
Yeah.
There is One Tree Hill.
Now, his first trade offer that he said was he would send Brian for Marvin and Stephon Diggs. I don't like that, but I am curious if there's more flexibility in a trade like that. Let's see who has Marvin.
Yeah.
So
Direction. That's classic.
Alternatively, yeah, this guy's team is not very enticing. He's not going to give you Bijan, obviously.
No, he's not going to give you Bijan.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a counter there for you guys, to be honest. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. But let's think about a CeeDee Lamb trade. What we need to target are the teams that are 2-1, 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
This guy is 2-1, pick 6. Can we send CD away for a Roma Dunze and Etienne? So CD for Roma Dunze plus Travis Etienne. And if that doesn't work, then you can probably throw back like Mason. Feels like too much, but
yeah, I would start with like the 2 ins, the downs of the worlds. That's where I would go.
Yeah,
I would even throw,
but we have to be realistic too. Rome and what if we did Rome and James Cook but we added Breece Hall to his side? So CeeDee Lamb and Breece Hall for Rome and James Cook. That might be perfect.
Yeah.
He says, also, I have no downs. Okay, right. He has JCM. Okay, right. So downs is like Bashul Tootin instead or something.
So I would do CD and JCM. Personally, me, I would. And maybe Zach wouldn't. But I'll do 2, and I'll do CD Lamb for JCM. Gives you, I think, even more of a reason for that trade to go through.
The 3-0 team. Yeah, we're not sending them CD unless they give us like Derrick Henry or something. And that's probably not going to happen. The other 3-0 team, could we get... he's not going to give you CMC, obviously. No. How about some of these other 2-1 teams? Can we get Nico Collins? Just straight up. If he wants to wait on CD, he can. Then you get Nico Collins. If he's thinking long term as a 2-1 team.
Yeah.
The other 2-1 team has Jefferson. I don't even know if I want to do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not going to get McCaffrey, and you don't want to like do Devontae Adams and something small. So there's a very limited amount of people that are eligible for this trade. I mean, I'll just throw out CeeDee Lamb for Derrick Henry as well. But those are kind of the CD trades. If any of those are doable, it probably helps you as an 0-3 team.
I think the 2-for-1s are definitely ideal. Like I like the Roma Dunze and Cook, the Roman Etienne ones. That just helps you.
The other thing is, though, once you make these 2-for-1 trades, your roster is actually too big then. And you almost want a 2-for-1 down, if that makes sense. So you're going like, right now you're starting Nix, Hampton, Breece, CD, Igbuka, Judkins, Jameson. That's 7, right? So you're going to have Henderson, Mason, Brian Thomas, all players that you can't start each week. So after you do that, then you could look to package, let's say Breece and Brian Thomas and go get an upgrade. Just a flex, a more upgraded reliable flex. You know, those are the type of moves you would make after that.
Yeah.
But this isn't a bad team. I just think you've been a little bit unlucky. I'd be curious if Fozzie has any questions for us, anything we didn't cover well enough. But sometimes, I mean, not sometimes, every week, luck is a big part of fantasy football. And that's just the reality. You haven't had good luck yet.
No, it is unfortunate. But appreciate you. Once again, let us know if you have any last minute questions here in the chat. But you should be receiving this within 24 to 48 hours. Gonna knock out a bunch of these guys hopefully here today for you guys. The ones that we got done here today and some yesterday. Okay. Did we get some more questions?
We
Let's
did. I
see.
just want to make sure Fozzie's good to go before we continue. Now, while we're waiting on Fozzie, someone had a question about how they could even submit a team playbook for our team review. So anytime you get a team review on the Flock site with Fantasyland, you also get a team playbook. Now, if you're out there and you want to get one for yourself, you can use a promo code LAND, become an annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. Then you just choose Zach and Badaki when you do your team review. You have that voucher. You can also do that same process if you're already a member of a different promo code. However, it'll be a la carte, right? There won't be a voucher for you. And if you're a season pass member, you can also upgrade to an annual membership as well. So, haven't heard anything from Fozzie, but what we'll do is if he has any questions, we'll just look out in the chat for him. Let's refresh here. And let's see.
One question I see.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Duxo, start sit. Need help with running back to start and who to flex. So at RB1, I'm probably going Hampton. Then probably Mason. I don't know if that's crazy to say, but probably Hampton and Mason over Genty. Yeah, I would. At tight end, between Pitts and Fannin, you're really just... there's no guarantee each week between these two names. Pitts plays Washington. Fannin plays Detroit. I'll probably lean Fannin there. Then...
Yeah, I would lean Fannin there as well, and then I will start Keenan Allen.
The last flex... You go Keenan. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's see. So Fozzie said Jaden Daniels owners need of running back. Is there something there that can be done? Oh shoot. Let's see. I gotta pull this league back up now. Let's see. Jaden Daniels owner in need of a running back.
Can't see it on my end, so Zach's gonna have a look here.
Give me a second to pull that up here. Let's see. Why is it not showing me team reviews? What was the username again for Fozzie?
It was Fozzie. Lord of the Foz.
Lord of the something, right?
Lord of the Fuzz. Big Fozzle.
Lord of the Foz. Okay, yeah.
Lord of the Fuzzy.
Let's wait for that to load. That's okay, Fozzie. You're good, man. I honestly don't think I have time to do another one. We might have to do these other ones on tomorrow's stream.
Yeah, I would agree. I have a lot to do as well.
Yeah. I need to record multiple videos and script them. So to respond to Foz here, the Daniels owner, let's see, Jaden Daniels. The Jaden Daniels owner needs a running back. Let's see. So he has Taylor, Jefferson. So this is someone where you could probably send them CeeDee Lamb. And what you do is you send them CeeDee and then Mason Brees. And you get back Jefferson and Taylor. So they get two running backs. They get CeeDee, but then they get Jefferson, Taylor. Something like that. Ideally, you're only sending them a running back if you get Taylor. That's going to be hard for them to agree to. You're only sending them CeeDee if you get Jefferson. Has to be those names involved. Otherwise, it's just not worth it for you. Okay, James Cram Molerat. I promise you we're going to get to those team reviews tomorrow. I apologize. We just don't have time today to get to them. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for the support. That is like 3.5 hours long of just answering questions, reviewing teams, and it did not stop. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. And we're going to see you guys tomorrow. Same time tomorrow. See you then. Make sure you're there. Nothing but love, guys.
Love.